Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Thursday Night Locals at Nerd Rage Gaming featuring post-rotation Pokemon. My name is Dan Hugar. I am here with Brian DeVeza, and Brian, we are done with the old.
Yeah, we're done with the old, and we got a crazy good turnout today for people.
We got some people.
We got a lot of people here to play post-rotation, and it's really exciting because this is the best time of the year, in my opinion. Everybody's cooking up new decks, out with the old, in with the new.
It's all new, it's all shiny, and even if it's like still an old deck, it just looks so much different than it did before.
Definitely, and that's the thing I like about it is because even though you have like old archetypes, like you were saying, they have a lot of new pieces to work with.
They do.
And they also have to rework the way that they play as well.
Because I think one of the coolest parts of rotation for me is it's addition by subtraction.
Yeah.
You lose a ton of archetypes, you lose a ton of key pieces, which means decks that maybe were underplayed or underutilized or were in a bad spot because of other decks in the meta now kind of have a chance to shine.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the thing I really like about it, too, is because it just feels like a refreshing time. If you didn't really like a certain archetype,
right,
it gets out of the format, and now you can just play with whatever's still there.
Unless it's Dragapult.
Unless it's Dragapult.
Sorry, y'all. There's a whole lot of Dragapults.
Yeah. But, I mean, there's a lot of people that didn't like Charizard, for example, and now Charizard's out of the format.
And, thank God, Gardevoir. Gardy's gone.
Yeah.
Forever. Kenneth, every single deck feels awful, too. And for everyone who didn't know, welcome also to the post-rotation format. Everything's horrible, and everything's bad. At least it feels that way.
Yeah, it feels that way until somebody like cooks up the perfect 60 or kind of figures out the format, and then it kind of becomes a little bit more structured and defined, kind of like what we're used to.
And one advantage of this is that if every deck is bad, every deck is good.
Every deck is good.
Because no deck is bad if they're all bad.
Yeah, definitely.
Just like no deck is bad if they're all good.
Yeah.
That's a lie. There's still bad decks.
There's going to be for sure some bad decks as well.
And Kenneth, tell me you're going to play Frostlass Monkey to Orlando, or you're going to go with Grim. And Ben, yes, they look okay, and then you actually throw a few hands down, and you go, oh God, what hath I wrought upon this board? So, Brian, kind of on that note, what are you looking for like decks to start with?
Yeah, I mean, Dragapult. I mean, I feel like a lot of people are going to kind of lean towards archetypes that they already know. So people are going to be playing a lot of Dragapult. People are going to be playing Raging Bolt. People are going to be playing Terrabox, stuff like that. And then they'll kind of like mess around with some of the new archetypes or some of the more underplayed ones. I feel like the Absol Box is still going to be a very good deck to play. Same with like stuff like Lucario and all that stuff as well.
Yes. Absol Box, definitely a big one. Actually won the Champions League a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Lucario is legitimately in a fine position if you just ignore the fact that everything's playing Clefairy.
Yeah.
Because that is mildly problematic.
Definitely.
The Dark-type Beast. Kenneth, you are excellent at the game, and having a 320 HP Pokemon murdering things also helps regardless.
Definitely.
And Sean, Lily's Clefairy is kind of a huge piece of the new format. You're not wrong.
Definitely. And then the Lily's Determination as well is, I mean, the new staple card you need to have 4 of in pretty much every deck now that Iono's gone.
Right. And Research is gone.
Research is gone as well. And then our like main hand disruption now is Unfair Stamp and Judge.
Don't forget Harlequin.
Oh, okay.
Jake Gearhart will not let you forget Harlequin.
Definitely.
I can forget Harlequin. I don't think that's optimal to play in a whole lot of decks.
Definitely.
But no, Unfair Stamp is huge, and a lot of decks are going to that as its A spec.
Yeah.
Which is cool. And it means you get 1 disruption per game, and it means you're losing access to some really powerful A specs otherwise.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
And Ben Dunsparce is actually an incredibly good draw engine. So we're, just so you guys all know, as we posted on Twitter, we have a League Cup April 19th. So 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, we have a post-rotation League Cup, because it said it'll be legal by then. And we're going to talk a whole lot about the engines, the decks, the attackers, everything there. So today, we're just kind of yapping.
Yeah, we're just trying to figure out, kind of feel out the format a little bit, see what people in our area really are kind of liking.
Right.
And then also kind of learning what some of these new cards kind of do.
Exactly. And we're going to have a lot of times to look at the board and say W2F is happening right now. Ben also would love to have you here, even just messing with some stuff.
Yeah, Munoz, thanks for dropping by as always.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so how many people do we have, Bryce?
We got a bunch.
29?
Yeah.
Okay,
the store is full. Yeah, store is
31?
full.
Okay, we got 31 players. That's not too bad. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
So
I'm happy with the turnout today.
I agree. And also, it would be more if you and I were playing, but we're not.
That's okay.
I'm pretty happy about yapping here.
Definitely.
All right, so Brian, you were mentioning what are some of the decks that like you think you're going to see?
Dragapult for sure. I feel like
100%.
Dragapult's going to be the new #1. It's still the big bad in the room. I feel like that is going to be a big one. And then I feel like maybe the Absol box is probably going to be a close second.
Yeah.
And then I actually feel like a lot of people are going to be playing some sort of Raging Bolt, whether it's like I've seen like one with like Joltik.
Ooh,
The Boltic deck, and then I also like are seeing like the Raging Bolt that uses the Glass Trumpet and like the Four of Crispin as well. Yeah.
I mean, I think that's interesting.
Yeah.
TCG Insights.
Gardevoir's winning locals.
There is a small non-zero chance Mega Guard he could, but I think it's pretty close to 0.
Definitely. It was funny. I saw like a post on Twitter and someone was saying like updated rotation Goldengo list. It was just like a bunch of single prize Goldengos.
I love it.
Yeah.
And Himothy, yes, actually losing Turo and Penny are huge things for any deck in this format because that's a lot of the clear stuff from the board options available.
Mm-hmm. Oh, another one that I was thinking about, Crustle.
Crustle doesn't go away.
Yeah, Crustle could be good too.
Crustle actually just got, and I actually have a slide for this later, but Crustle got top 8 at the most recent Champions League.
Yeah.
Which blows my mind.
And shout out to the doc too for top 8ing one of the special events.
Don't worry, I got their deck list for us to talk about because you got to shout out the doc.
You got to shout out the doc.
Kenneth, thank you for joining us in both Twitch and YouTube. Much appreciated.
Yeah.
All right, so we actually have 2 of the decks that are really good here. Alakazam versus Lucario. And Brian, there may be a deck that is favored here more than others.
Yeah.
Which do you feel like that is in this case?
The Alakazam is definitely.
Yeah, that seems pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. But gotta you see my boy Nikita on finally back playing Pokemon again. Gotta put him on the stream. So
100%.
Definitely happy to see him back again.
And do you want to talk about Alakazam or Lucario?
I can talk about the Alakazam. I feel like. Yeah. So the Alakazam is an interesting one just because it is pretty much a draw simulator. You pretty much just keep drawing cards. The Kadabra, the Alakazam, both have abilities that allow you to draw extra cards. It plays an A-Spec, I forgot which energy it's called, but it's
Enriching.
Enriching energy, where when you attach it, you draw 4. A lot of the times you're going to be attaching it to that Dunsparce as well, just because as long as you're able to put that the Dunsparce back into the deck, you can use the Enriching energy again, which is great.
Absolutely. And user PZ2, reading is hard. I don't even think it's underrated. Festival Lead is actively very good.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely takes advantage of a lot of the slower decks just because you're pretty much just taking almost 2 prizes every turn.
So, and Xavier, you make an excellent point. Lucario does have energy that stops the effect of Alakazam's attack. However, Alakazam does play multiple enhanced hammer.
Yeah, definitely. So definitely a lot of ways to kind of move a lot of those energies out of play. And then the Lucario deck has also been gaining a lot of traction just because it also takes advantage of that Soul Rock and Lunatone engine as well.
And that is such a strong draw engine. We see it now in Goldango and a couple other decks. But in general, just being able to continuously draw 3 cards every turn with just 2 basics on your board is so good.
Yeah, definitely. So we're going to see Nikita put down the Judge here.
That's a beautiful Judge, by the way.
Yeah, it's a great Judge. And we are going to be seeing both players drawing 4 cards here, and we're going to see if Nikita's going to be able to start and get an early prize lead here.
And so for Nikita's end, Lucario is a Mega Evolution Pokemon, 340 HP, Stage 1, 2 attacks, 130 Accelerate 3 energy from discard to bench, 2 Fighting Energy, 270, can't attack next turn.
Yeah.
Really efficient attacker. You need very, very little to set it up, which is why Nikita can play Judge over and over and over again.
Yeah, it's a lot of people are kind of saying that this deck kind of reminds them of old Mew VMAX in a way, fighting Mew VMAX, just because it's pretty much just a fast attacker. It can attack really hard, and then the Premium Power Pro kind of reminds us of the Power Tablet that we used to see.
Absolutely, and I think that's a huge piece for this because it lets you fix math and get around stuff like the resistance on this Alakazam.
Exactly.
Because otherwise, Mega Lucario would have to use its second attack only to get through Alakazam, and that is not a winning recipe.
Yeah, it definitely reminds us of a lot of the days of having to copy Technoblast on a 70 HP Comfy.
100%. All right, so then for Moshi's turn here, we do play the Dawn. We get an Abra, a Dunsparce, and then Alakazam. I mean, that's pretty good to set up here.
Yeah, definitely. Just because now we're just going to be drawing a bunch of cards here. So we're going to be drawing an extra 4 cards here with that enriching energy. And then as soon as that the Dunsparce goes back into the deck, we're going to be drawing 3 extra cards as well.
So one bit of sequencing here, guys, because you always call it out. Moshi absolutely should have done that enriching energy before the dawn.
Yeah.
Because you pulled outs out of your deck that you would want to hit off the enriching energy.
Definitely.
Now, granted, we had a Bloody Poffin and a Pokepad, so we did okay, but still. But yeah, what else is Moshi trying to do this turn?
Yeah, just pretty much is going to be recycling a lot of those Dunsparces and then putting more Abras on the board as well. We just want to start seeing those Abras become Kadabras, draw some more cards, and then get our attackers ready for the next turn.
Is there any urgency for Moshi to get an attack off with Alakazam this turn?
No, I don't believe so, just because Moshi's just able to prize trade a lot faster, which is the benefit for him, just because he's able to just pretty much uptrade 3 prizes to 1.
Which makes sense. And now, Nikita on his end actually made an excellent decision. Used that boss to one-shot a Dunsparce with an accelerating stab from Riolu.
Yeah, definitely. So it's just pretty much trying to limit the amount of multi-prizers that are going to be on the board. So that's going to be Nikita's kind of goal here, is to take advantage of those baby Pokemon, especially the ones with the fighting weakness, and then maybe use something like the Soul Rock as an additional attacker to take out some of those Abras and Kadabras.
And for those who are curious, no, you are not allowed to side deck in Pokemon. I think Moshi saw a card in his list and said, that's not supposed to be in there, and swapped it out for Pheasantipity.
Yeah.
So don't do that at a regional, guys. Just don't.
But, I mean, we're all learning here, so we're not going to pay too much attention to it.
Nah, it's locals. We're having a good time. We're here to learn. But then Brian, what is Moshi trying to do this turn?
Yeah, I think it's just going to be another continuous evolve, use the Hilda here to get the Dunsparce and the enriching energy back, and we're just going to keep getting more cards in the hand here.
And I mean, I think what Moshi's really looking for is a Kadabra.
Yeah.
Because we just haven't seen one of those yet, or a rare candy.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, he's looking to maybe attack here, so we're going to see that again here. We're going to draw an extra 7 cards here. And let's see if we have that Kadabra here.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, hopefully it's going to be there. All
And
right.
we haven't seen it yet.
I think we have the rare candy, though, so I think we're fine.
To be honest, I don't even know if we want a rare candy right now.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I don't think it's really necessary, but, I mean, if it's something that Moshi wants to do so he can start attacking, I'm not, like, the biggest hater about it.
My kind of question was, I think we had access to a Pokepad a couple times and chose to not get a Kadabra down.
And that's definitely an interesting choice here, just because I'd rather you kind of just get those Kadabras down so we can have multiple attackers kind of ready.
And when you just see the pass over. Now, granted, Nikita's doing nothing.
Yeah,
I mean,
and Moshi's not doing much either.
Correct. But on the bright side for Moshi, he apparently has a little more time than he thought he did.
Yeah, definitely.
And so here's one of the issues, though, you see off of that judge. Moshi has so much draw. Nikita really doesn't.
Yeah.
And Moshi's seen about 37 cards over the past 2 turns.
Yeah, definitely.
So what does Nikita do?
Yeah, I think he's got to kind of just stay to that same game plan of trying to take out those Dunsparces, kind of put those in the discard pile. Did he just pass?
Nikita did just pass because accelerating stab does not hit through resistance.
Yeah. All right, there's that rare candy. Draw 3. Looks like we're going to be attacking now.
Ooh, I think we see a Kadabra. Beautiful.
There we go.
So, I mean, now Moshi is cruising.
Yeah, definitely. This is what we wanted to see probably last turn.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, do you use that Pokepad to get a second Kadabra?
I would try to. Yeah, you might as well.
Oh, we could also just use Hilda.
Yeah, Hilda could also grab it. I mean, that's not your favorite card in the world.
I hate that card. But for what it's worth, this is a deck where I think it is so good.
Oh, absolutely.
And I have 0 complaints about including it here because it just gives you such an opportunity to be aggressive.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a good inclusion here. So we're going to see that next Kadabra here, and then we're going to see that enriching energy come back into the hand as well. And at this point, Moshi's hand might be bigger than his deck.
You know, this may be a knockout.
Yeah, it might be.
What are your thoughts?
Might be cutting it close.
We were doing approximately 360 to that Riolu,
Yep.
but we don't hit weakness.
We do not.
All right, so then how does Nikita respond?
Yeah, Nikita's got to respond. It's going to be tough just because now that we're at that Alakazam point, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to get that knockout here. So the judge is huge here just because we're going to put Moshi back down to 4 cards. And that Premium Power Pro is also going to play a role here as well, and hopefully taking out this Alakazam.
It's extremely important because with that Gravity Mountain, Alakazam has 110 HP,
Yeah.
which Lucario is not hitting through for that first attack without a Premium Power Pro.
Yeah, definitely.
So now Nikita's in a position, though, where if he finds a Mega Lucario, he's going to be able to hit through that and knock out that Alakazam.
Yeah, but it feels like it's a little too, a little too late. Just because even though it's great to see it, I mean, I feel like we would have wanted to take a little bit more of a lead earlier in the game.
I would definitely agree with
Yeah.
that. And this is where things are tough for Nikita because Nikita's putting down a 3-prizer here.
Yeah.
Moshi doesn't even play more than 1 2-prizer in his whole deck.
Yeah, tough.
It is.
So let's see. We're going to be playing that Ultra Ball here. It looks like we're going to get rid of another of those Power Pros.
That feels bad.
It doesn't feel good, but I mean, having the boss and a bunch of these other cards, it feels like there are things that we kind of need. The Meowth as well.
And Meowth, I think, is going to be big to get a follow-up judge to try to slow things down. But in case you all haven't noticed, there are 2 Kadabra and 2 Dunsparce on Moshi's board.
It definitely is. So it looks like we're going to be getting back into that big attack range here. So it looks like we're going to be powering up this Makuhita now.
Which, I mean,
instead.
I think that's a great decision.
Yeah, definitely. Just because that Hariyama is going to be able to attack, and that's going to be a single prize attacker that we can definitely take advantage of.
And I think that's going to be the plan for Nikita is go Mega Lucario. If that gets knocked out, go into Hariyama for a knockout, and then back into a Mega Lucario with a disruption and say, hey, you're probably not going to be able to reach on this next one.
Yeah, definitely.
How would you feel about Moshi benching that Fez?
I would not like it. I feel like that's the way for Nikita to claw his way back into the game, just because that gives him a way to take up on the prizes instead.
I 100% agree with that statement. And I'm hoping Christian recognizes that.
I'm hoping so too. I feel like he's talked with you enough to kind of know what
I
some of your
would hope
tendencies
so.
are.
Yes. But, I mean, we'll find out. And
Yeah.
Nikita may say thank you for the gift if we do see it benched here.
Yeah. I feel like we have enough draw here to where we don't really need it.
I would tend to agree. We're just missing a Psychic Energy.
Yeah, which is, there's definitely plenty of opportunity to get that. Ooh, the E-Hammer.
Now, granted,
Ooh.
we do need 17 cards in hand.
But we already attached.
But
Oh, okay, never
we
mind.
play Psychic Patch.
All right, never
Or
mind.
whatever it's called.
Never mind.
What is that? Wondrous
Wondrous
Patch.
Patch.
And I'm sorry, do we need... Yeah, we need 17 cards in hand, and we
Yeah.
are not quite there yet.
We're getting there, though.
We are. So now the one issue that Christian has is he's really, really going to want to re-bench a couple Dunsparce.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to need that because that's going to be the only way that we get more attackers and more cards in hand as well.
And so the issue with that is it means we're likely going to have to play cards from hand to do that.
Yeah, and we don't want to have to put anything into play like that Fez just to draw cards.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So how many cards are we at right now?
Let's find out. So we're going to do another draw 3 here.
Which should hopefully put Moshi in a place to, like, knock out this thing.
Yeah.
Okay, and we have enriching for next turn. So, I mean,
Yeah.
we're not terribly set up as long as Nikita doesn't judge.
Yeah. And I feel like, I mean, we do have the Meowth in hand here, so I don't know if this is a 4-judge deck, but it wouldn't surprise me.
I know a lot of versions of it are, just for exactly what we've talked about.
Yeah.
Lucario can afford to judge over and over again, and a lot of decks can't.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so, ooh.
Okay.
That is a bold move. Logan, hello.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us
Thanks
today.
for joining.
Well,
Okay. Battle Cage.
Okay, we're counting it out.
$18 cards.
18, that
That's
is
a big knockout.
2 extra damage counters over the 340. And Moshi's going to be able to take 3 prizes here.
Yep, these megas. 3 prizes are going to be going towards Moshi here. So we're going to see that draw for turn.
And Logan, you're exactly correct.
Yeah.
Moshi's actually on screen in front of you.
Yep.
Oh, that's big.
So we have the Hariyama now. Okay. And it looks like we're going to be grabbing the Fez here.
Which is huge because now that just shortens the game on Nikita's end.
Definitely. Makes me wonder if we're going to go for that Meowth for the Judge here. Oh, looks like we're going to go for the Carmine instead.
What are your thoughts about that?
I don't. I mean, I'm a big proponent. I don't like Carmine. I don't think that card's very good. So definitely not the biggest fan of the card in a deck like this, but guess we'll see here what we can do.
What we can do is get that Hariyama absolutely murdered because Moshi has not lost any cards in hand. And that's big because as long as he can find another Alakazam.
The hassle.
The hassle.
The hassle.
Interesting. Logan, yes, this is post-rotation.
Post-rotation today. Onwards to the next format.
So what does hassle do?
I think it's like you look at the top 7 cards of your deck or something like that, and then you can get a Pokemon and an Ida or a Pokemon and a trainer.
That's Drayden.
That's
so
Drayden,
what Hassel says, yes, thank you for the reminder.
Yeah.
It's look at the top 8 cards of your deck and get 3 cards out of those 8.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Kanye.
Yeah, thank you, Kanye.
Sorry, that was on my bingo card today, but good to have you here, Kanye. I understand, Logan, and that's why all of us are really excited to have post-rotation now, because we've been playing this old format for so long.
Yeah, and a lot of people are excited for the next few events anyways. And, I mean, if we had a large regional either in our area or we knew that a lot of people were going to Orlando, or if Orlando was in Illinois, then we would be playing previous format. But, yeah, everybody's been on the post-rotation grind now.
And I think a couple people are going to Orlando, but we did clear it ahead of time, and the general consensus was if they weren't ready before today, playing 4 rounds at locals is not going to be the problem solver for them. So I'm like, that's fair. Thanks for letting us watch some good games.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so Moshi's just obliterating this Hariyama. And unfortunately for Nikita's end, there is no way for Nikita to disrupt Christian?
Not that I can see here.
Is there another Meowth in deck?
Maybe,
no, there's not.
No.
Actually, I don't think there's another Judge in deck.
Yeah, I'm not seeing one. It's not looking too good.
So that may be about all she wrote for Nikita.
Honestly, I'm surprised Nikita kept as close as he did for how bad this matchup is, but I feel like if we were taking advantage of that Soul Rock a little bit earlier, we would have been able to keep this game a lot closer.
Definitely. Moshi, user, his name is Christian Moshi.
Yeah,
and so we have multiple
2.
Christians.
Yeah, we have multiple. So we have a Moshi Junior and a Moshi Senior. So,
yes.
Yep.
All right, so getting to our second game, we have another Alakazam, because clearly this is a very popular deck post-rotation.
Definitely.
Going against Raging Bolt.
Yeah, I mean, this is the Eli special. He's been playing this deck for a very long time, and we're going to see how he likes to adapt it post-rotation.
It is one of those decks where you do have to make some changes because you lose Sada as the big one.
Definitely.
You lose Sandy Shocks, I believe, as well.
Yeah, that was Paradox Rift.
Yes, but you keep Crispin, and you keep Teal Mask Ogerpon. Yeah,
which are both incredible cards for a deck like this, just because you're pretty much guaranteeing attacks pretty much every turn.
Which is a huge, huge deal.
Yeah.
Ivan, Gueritaro with Frostlast Monkey and Elgyem. So I'm not sure about Nighttime Mine. Elgyem, I think, is a really interesting inclusion there. But Frostlast Monkey as a deck in general is very, very strong.
Oh, yeah, it's really good.
So I don't think that's a bad pick at all.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And another interesting thing I'm starting to think about is I feel like if the Alakazam stocks are really high, I feel like Raging Bolt might have to start thinking about playing the Baby Bolt again.
I mean, some lists were already playing Baby Bolt because it is such a strong single prize attacker.
Yeah.
But yeah, being able to snipe the Dunsparces just seems good.
Definitely. Just getting some of those those Abras and Kadabras out of the way. is just really easy to do. And plus, since it's like a 50 HP Pokemon, it's like one Crispin can pretty much take him out.
For sure. And Brian, what are your thoughts on Frostlass Monkey for regional this weekend?
Yeah, Frostlass Monkey is a really good one. I feel like if you're able to navigate the moving pieces really well, and kind of able to keep yourself organized, it can be really good. I like that deck a lot.
I will agree with exactly what you're saying. It is not an easy deck to play.
No.
And you can lose yourself as many games as you win.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely can.
All right, so we got an Area Zero Underdepths. We get Crispin. Play the Crispin to get another Lightning down. Grass Energy in the hand. I mean, if it weren't for the fact that Eli was going against Alakazam, this is a really good board.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot we can do with it here.
And what is Eli trying to do with it here?
Yeah, I mean, he just wants to be able to have another attacker ready to go pretty much. He wants to be able to attack with this Raging Bolt, and if needed, be able to attack with that Ogerpon the next turn as well. So it's looking like what he's trying to set up here. Looks like we're going to be using the Ultra Ball here to set up some more.
We do see the Pheasantipity come down.
That's coming down.
And obviously we can use that this turn.
Yeah.
Because we did not get knocked out.
Definitely.
But I mean, this is one of the issues with the Alakazam deck. Once this Kadabra gets knocked out, there is only a single Pokemon on board that Wesley can use to draw.
Yeah, which is going to be a little tough. I mean, that's kind of like the consequence of evolving your Abras and your Kadabras so soon.
It is.
Yeah.
And Kenneth, you are 100% correct. Eli is both handsome and incredible at Pokemon.
Yeah, definitely is. So we're going to see on Wesley's side here, we're going to be drawing some extra cards here, and then we're going to see if we are able to kind of draw ourselves out of this jam here.
And boy, is it a jam. Because even though it is a single prize into multi-prize matchup, right now I don't think Wesley has knockout on this Raging Bolt.
It's a little tough here. I mean, we do have Enriching Energy, which could help.
True.
And we do have some Buddy Poffins as well, but it seems like it's tough because, I mean, we're going to be having to, draw extra cards here. But at the same time, we're going to be losing cards if we're going to be putting these Dunsparces back into the hand or back into the board.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Francesco, thank you so much for joining from Italy.
From Italy.
Awesome to have you here.
Yeah. Fez coming down, draw 3.
I think that may have just lost Wesley the game.
Absolutely. I agree as well.
So why is that?
I mean, Eli needs 2 prizes to win the game. As long as we're able to get another attacker, we have plenty of energy to get that knockout onto the board here.
So I would agree. And if Wesley did not need to bench that in order to take this knockout, I think it's such a good card to put down next turn. But
it's 2 a.m. in Italy right now.
Holy.
A real one.
Yeah, you are a real one, my friend. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, thank you for joining.
Also, maybe get some sleep, bro.
Yeah,
Dang.
definitely.
All right, so then
2 a.m. It is Friday over there, technically.
Oh, that's
I guess you have a long weekend.
Yeah,
you might be able to.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Listen, there's no judgment here. We're just happy you're here.
Yeah, definitely.
So then on Wesley's end, do we have a knockout?
Let's find out. Yeah, looks like we got a knockout. Yeah, we got a lot of cards in hand.
We have 260 damage worth of cards, which is pretty good.
Yeah, it is pretty good. So we're going to see the Fez come down here. Okay, so we have a Pokepad. We have Ultra Ball. Okay, let's see. I mean, I think we might need to find a way to get some of these energies back on. So we're going to play the Pokepad first. Okay, we have Fan Rotom.
We actually don't have a lot left in this deck.
Yeah, there's not much. There's no real supporter or anything like that that we can do. And we don't have any onboard draw either.
So I think we do, or excuse me, Eli does have a Raging Bolt in deck, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
So Eli could, yes, he does have an energy on the Alakazam.
Yeah, it's just covered with the rest of the cards.
Yeah, there are 4 cards in that pile.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Eli could get down a Bolt. We have the Trumpet. We have Energy Switch in hand.
Yeah.
It's technically possible,
Definitely
but we can't
is.
Gust.
That's the tough part about it. Looks like we might just be E-switching and just smacking.
That
be-
feels appalling.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good.
So I'm not going to lie, y'all. When we
Yeah.
started this turn, we were feeling really good for Eli.
Yeah,
and
we definitely were.
Oh,
I mean, we're pretty much a gust away now from winning the game here for Wesley. And there's the boss, last card from there.
and Alakazam takes down this one. Alakazam actually went 2-0.
Yeah, 2-0
over
today.
these first two games.
Yeah.
Is that what we were expecting?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we were. I guess some of the matchups were a bit more on the favorable side for it.
100%.
Just because, the Alakazam definitely can take advantage of a lot of the bigger prize Pokemon decks. So, yeah, I can definitely see that playing into its favor for now.
So I will say, for those who pay attention to Japanese results, Alakazam actually won the Champions League over the weekend. So it could technically be one of the best decks.
Yeah.
So the issue is Dragapult crushes it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, that's why you have to play so much Dragapult hate in that deck. I mean,
Yes.
you got to play the Psyduck, you play the Battle Cage, you play all that other stuff. So,
Which
yeah,
is a big deal.
It is a big deal for sure.
But on the flip side, there's a ton of decks that are built to beat Dragapult.
There are.
And so we get a nice little triangle of Dragapult, Alakazam, literally every other deck in the format.
Yep, definitely. So it's definitely interesting to kind of see how this first few events of this format are going to kind of turn out.
I think that's part of the thing. Vocati, do not worry. We got 3 more rounds coming up,
Yeah,
so
we'll have
you are
plenty,
good.
Plenty to play today.
Yeah, we got plenty of Pokemon,
Yeah.
which is awesome. And Zorda, I think there are a bunch of Alakazams here because people are very hyped about the deck.
Yeah, definitely. It seems like a pretty affordable deck to put together as well. I just feel like if you ripped enough of whatever set that came from, you can kind of just build the deck based off whatever stuff you kind of have already.
And speaking of building from what you have already, Rocket's Articuno's real cheap on the market. And so if
Yeah.
you want an easy way to beat Alakazam, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So do you know why that's an easy win?
The Alakazam, or the Articuno?
Yes.
That was the Articuno is the one that blocks the damage counters, right?
Yes, it blocks effective attacks on on your Rocket's basic Pokemon.
Oh, yeah. So, because that's a damage counter attack, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
So it
yeah.
places damage counters.
Yep.
Oh, hi, Rafal. Thanks for joining us.
Rafal.
You actually can't hear us as we say hello, but that's fine. Thanks
Yeah.
for joining. Bryce, can you message Rafal? Thanks for joining. Sort of. Thank you. I appreciate that. And yes, Rafal, or Retreat Lock is really good against a lot of things. And then, wow, I'm just scrolling through here. So yeah, Rocket's Articuno is super strong against Alakazam. And then 9 more days until I lose Guardy forever. Vocati,
Yeah.
I'm sorry for your loss, but not sorry it's gone.
Yeah, I'm not really. I'm looking forward to no more Guardy, too.
I know. Now, there are a couple pieces in Guardy we're still going to see.
Yeah.
We're still going to see Jellicent.
We're going to see Monkey Dory.
Yes. God, everything plays monkeys. It is a barrel of monkeys for post-rotation.
Yeah.
It is wild. All right, so then what else are you thinking we could see today?
Potentially. I feel like we're going to see a 1 Rocket deck.
Yes, I assume we see at least one.
Yeah.
Well, that's assuming that it wins.
Yeah. We're going to see probably, like, there's definitely people playing the Rocket archetype here. We might see, well, we'll see Dragapult for sure. What else? We haven't seen Dragapult round 1 yet.
We did not.
Yeah.
The 2 Alakazam threw me off a little bit, but kind of
Yeah.
like we said, it's a strong deck. So actually, Bryce, can you throw up the top 16? Oh, and Bryce is on it. He already had it queued up.
Yeah, definitely.
So this is the top 16 in the most recent Champions League in Japan. And like we were saying, Alakazam is both in 1st and 6th place.
Zoroark. I forgot about Zoroark.
Zoroark is one of the decks that is very, very strong. So just as a note, this does include the next set, which includes that Disruption red card. So there are going to be some differences in these lists. But Brian, you can see there's only a couple decks left over from the current format.
Yeah. I mean, Alakazam was technically from last format as well. I mean, we saw Grimmsnarl. The Rocket was technically also, an older archetype. Crustle. What else do we have here? I mean, Dragapult with Blaziken, Greninja. Some cool stuff here.
There's some very
Yeah,
cool stuff.
Box, Zoroark. Yeah, the Grass Box. A lot of cool stuff.
Dude, we have a Terror Box in 14th. And Isaac, yes, I would like to see some Venusaur. I don't know if it's better than Arboliva. And TCG, it can attack with Fan Rotom, but Articuno one-shots the Fan Rotom and gets 2-shot back. So even though they can apply some pressure, especially if people who are playing the Team Rockets Articuno are including Monkey Dories. It's very, very hard to get through that with the fan rotom. What are your thoughts on this top 16?
It's nice. I like it just because, I mean, even though it is like Japanese format, it's best of one, you know, you kind of have to take it with a grain of salt at the end of the day, but it's still cool, like a cool spread. Like there's a little bit of everything. If there's a deck that you like on there, there's a good chance that it has like some legs into the next format.
Agreed. And I think some of the, excuse me, some of the really interesting ones, like you said, Grimmsnarl kind of from before. This Okie Dogie deck in 5th place with the new Barbacle, I think is really, really cool.
Is that like the single prize Okie Dogie?
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. So, Bryce, do you mind throwing that one up? Because that thing's just cool. So I just want to look at that deck. And then we'll talk about other reasonable things that we can throw up here. But Okie Dogie is a 130 HP basic Pokemon.
Yep.
Fighting type, has an ability and 1 attack. The attack is for 2 fighting, you do 70. The ability says, if you have a Dark attached, you get plus 100 HP and plus 100 damage. So you have a single prizer with 230 HP doing 170 damage each hit. Brian, that's really good.
That is really good. I mean, it uptrades into a lot of things. I mean, like right away, I'm thinking it takes out Fez, it takes out Meowth, it takes out all these other. I mean, 170. It'll take out the Kangaskhan for 3 prizes. Like, yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff that that deck can do, and it can take advantage. I mean, that fighting archetype is starting to look pretty decent now.
It is. It also 2-shots every stage 2 EX.
Yeah.
And 2-shots every stage 1 EX and most stage 1 Megas.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is disgusting.
It is, especially for a single prizer. I mean, you just uptrade so hard with it.
Yes, and Zorda, I did not get the Greninja list because that is the Mega Greninja EX, and it is not coming out in this set. That's going to be in the next set.
Oh, okay.
But so for this deck, like that Barbacle allows you to attach a fighting energy from hand to one of your fighting Pokemon during your turn. So you use that to get the first fighting, and then you attach a Prism, Legacy, something like that to get the second. And kind of like you see, we include Cornerstone in here to wall some stuff.
Yeah.
And since you can get one-shot by Teal Mask Ogerpon, but can't one-shot it back, we got Moltres.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the Moltres is pretty good too. Yeah.
Anything else from the list, though, you think is cool?
Yeah, I mean, what does the Tarragon do?
So Tarragon is Nessa, is Tulip. It's
okay.
Put up to 4 in any combination of fighting Pokemon and fire energy into your deck.
Yeah, very good.
So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely.
And is it in general strong? No.
No, but it's like a deck-specific good card.
Yeah, exactly. It fits really well in here. And so the other card I want to call out is actually Morty's Conviction. So it's not a card that's seen a lot of play, but I mean,
played it in Milwaukee.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wait, in what deck?
Zoro Guard.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And so why did you include it there?
I mean, it was just like a one-of to kind of help with your... It was just extra draw at the end of the day, just because, I mean, if you load up the bench... you can pretty much draw like a pretty decent amount of cards as well if like both you and your opponent kind of like loaded up the bench, and I feel like that's something that a lot of these archetypes are going to be kind of doing these days, especially since Area Zero is still in play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and I would agree. I think one of the nice parts is as decks are kind of inconsistent and clunky, there's a big selling point to just filling your board and getting everything out of your deck.
Definitely.
So Mortys will draw you 5 to 8 cards every turn.
That's pretty good for a supporter. Yeah.
It is, especially in combination with Lunar Cycle or with, say, Recon Directive, something like that.
Yeah, definitely.
You can build a pretty big hand.
Yeah.
Definitely. So anything else with this deck, Brian?
I mean, Battle Cage is like Dragapult hate.
Yes.
And then we're going to get that funny red card in the next set.
Yes, and funny red card says if your opponent has 3 or less prizes remaining, you put their hand in the bottom of the deck and they draw 3.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good disruption.
That is pretty good disruption, especially for an item.
Yes, and that's going to be a scary thing, but we don't have to worry about that for a while.
Yeah, it's going to be like that weird... It's going to be kind of like when Scarlet Violet first came out, where like... It was like before Iono.
Yeah.
So pretty much like Judge was like the only... was the only disruption card that we kind of had. And there was like those, I just like the one deck I think about is the original Tord Guardy list. The one that played like the Miriam and just a bunch of one-up supporters. That's what I think of when I think of like Judge being the only like disruption card.
Goodness, you are absolutely, shuffle 5 Pokemon into your deck and draw 3.
Yep.
goodness. And Kenneth, Morty's great until you Morty for 2 and want to Dusclops yourself in real life.
Yeah.
You know, that is fair.
Yeah.
I can't really argue that. Alejandro, yes, red card is going to be legal for NAIC because that set comes out in late May, I want to say.
Yeah, that seems to be right before NAIC.
Yeah. And this is also a deck I'm going to build and try to mess around with because this just seems cool.
Yeah, it just seems like a fun like locals deck, but it has some legs. Like you can definitely win locals with it.
Yes. You could probably do decent at a regional with it, but
Yeah.
I'd feel less confident standing behind that one.
Yeah, definitely.
Bryce, you mind going back to the top 16 real quick? All right, Bryce is working on that. Thank you, Bryce, for being here, by the way. This is so much easier than me trying to do this. So then there are a couple other cool decks up here. So one is that Dragapult Blaziken. One is Absol Box. We have Absol Toxtricity. But the other one, like you said, Brian, is number 4, Crustle.
Yeah, Crustle. Crustle got some legs still. I mean, we still have EXs being played. So Crustle can definitely take advantage of that.
And I mean, it is a really strong deck, even in this format. And so, Bryce, do you mind throwing up that Crustle list from South Africa? Yeah, Kenneth is describing all of our emotions when we are mortying. So this is, and God, I thought I got this formatting correct on these. What the heck? Anyway, this is the Crustle list that our good friend, Dr. Kevin Krieger, used to get 6th at the South Africa SPE. And what is going on here, Brian?
I mean, this is just classic Crustle here. You only have 8 Pokemon in the deck. That's the only thing you're going to want to have on there, just because you're just hoping that your opponent is playing something with an EX and just locking them out of the game.
Which, I mean, makes sense. It's pretty simple. If you can't attack me, I have plenty of time to do whatever I want to do. But this deck also plays Disruption, like that Enhanced Hammer. We play no Iono.
Yeah.
Interesting. So we play Spiky Energy to tack on a little bit of damage, Jumbo Ice Cream and Pokevile A to heal a ton. And yeah, we just kind of say you can't get through us in time.
Yeah, definitely.
So any thoughts on how to best play this deck, Brian?
It's pretty much just like you kind of like limit, your board. You're not going to be putting too many like dwebbles in play. You kind of just like keep things like you kind of make it just like very clean board. You use your Lux Capes, a little sparingly, unless like you see yourself getting like one shot or anything like that, and then take advantage of those stadiums. Like the Gravity Mountain for the stage 2s. You can buy yourself a turn or two with the Pokemon League headquarters. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just playing like a nice clean game, keep your board clean, and then just take advantage with the 4 Gust.
And that's kind of the nice thing with the Luxurious Capes. You're not even putting down 6 prizes in general.
Yeah.
It's usually, does your opponent wipe your board, or do you clear out their threats to your board?
Definitely.
And so Kevin actually went 602 to get into cut, which is wild.
Yeah.
That you got into cut at 602.
602. Yeah.
We can talk about that at a later date.
That's a whole different can of worms, but
that's a whole different conversation. But yeah, it is a very good deck in the right meta and situation.
Definitely.
So why do you think this could fit into post rotation?
It's good just because, if Dragapult's the big bad, Crustle has a really good matchup into Dragapult.
Really?
I would think so.
Okay, why is that?
Just because, the whole, like, EX thing, Dragapult's not going to be able to attack it. And then if you play stuff like the Mist Energies, that's pretty much just blocking everything that has to do with it. And then if someone is, like, getting up to that Dusk Noir to take out your Crustles, well, you just gust around it.
And so that is a big thing. And Kenneth, you're right. Spread the anti-Guardy propaganda? Yes. Hope no one reads Dusknoir's attack.
Yeah.
Actually, it is a lot better for Crustle now that Spiky Energy is in play.
Yeah.
And the Jumbo Ice Creams are there. Because Crustle can often heal away enough while applying pressure back to that Dusknoir. And that is horrible for Dragapult.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
All right, so Brian, any other thoughts on Crustle before we get into our next round here?
I feel like it's a good pick for the meta. It's definitely like an anti-meta card, anti-meta archetype, and I feel like it can make some noise for sure.
I agree, and I will say it's a skill check deck, and the skill check is not especially on you. It's a skill check on your opponent.
Yeah.
Can they play around what you're putting into place?
Definitely.
All right, and we do have our second round paired up here, so we're going to go to that in just a second. But Brian, Any thoughts for the people on what we've talked about so far?
I mean, we're having a good time today. I mean, we have post-rotation here.
We do.
We're just excited to kind of see what the future of this next year kind of looks like for Pokemon.
And for the near future, we have a cup coming up. So in 2 weeks, April 19th, we have a post-rotation League Cup here at Nerd Rage Gaming, $1,000 League Cup, and you will not be yapping with me.
I will not. I think Moshi already is confirmed.
Yes, Moshi will be yapping with me, but we'll have it here. We would love to have you come play. We got plenty of space in the store. I think pre-registration is online. And if you can't come in, dude, come join us here. Twitch, YouTube. There are no major events happening this weekend. Full Grip doesn't have their stuff.
Yeah.
We would love to have you guys come join.
Yeah, it's going to be super fun, so make sure to come out and play. I mean, the first one with post-rotation, I feel like we're going to get a pretty good turnout with that one as well.
Yes.
So definitely looking forward to having everybody here for that.
Agreed. And Kanye, you're 100% correct. It is almost exactly a month since we had our last cup because we're trying to just get in our event before post-rotation kind of gets stale. And, I mean, there's a weekend with no other events. Let's take advantage of it.
Yeah, might as well take advantage of it, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, Brian, can you give him the content spiel? Because I always do it. And this is probably
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you're enjoying what we have here, make sure to follow us, like, comment, subscribe, all of those fun things. You can also subscribe on our Twitch. I don't think we get any sort of kickback on it, but if you want some cool emotes and stuff like that, you can also get that as well. And then we have a whole case full of singles in the store as well. And then you can also view our inventory online as well through our TCG Player Pro. So if that's something you guys are interested in, you can always order singles from us online, or you can have them ready for pickup, and then one of our lovely staff members can pull them for you and have them ready in the store for you.
I never remember to include that part. Great job, Brian.
Of course.
Very happy.
It's one that I take advantage of a lot, just because there's going to be times where I'm kind of just at home and just being like, perusing online and just being like, oh, I wonder what the Nerd Rage inventory is kind of looking like. You know, scroll, add a bunch of stuff to the cart. And then by the time I get to the shop for locals, I'll have a bunch of cards I can add to my collection. Dude, and you also get a store credit as like a kind of like rewards thing. And that's only for online. I found that out today.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you order stuff online, whether it's for Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, any of our other games that we offer in the store, you get a little bit of store credit that you can use for your next purchase as well.
Oh, dang. I'm going to have you do it every time. I don't even know any of this.
I know.
To be clear, neither of us actually work for Nerd Rage. We just, like, do this on TV or whatever.
I know. It's great.
It is. But, all right, we will get into our next game here. And we have Poltmore playing Festival Lead. Love to see it.
Love to see this. And then Alejandro, I am not going to Indy. Are you going to Indy?
I'm dying, but yes, I am going to Indy. I was able to register, thank goodness.
I heard that it sold out pretty quick.
Did, instantly.
Yeah.
Which is, how do you not know at this point? A billion people are going to come to your events.
Yeah, I feel like every event is going to be the biggest event now.
Yes, which is wonderful.
Yeah.
And also it is wild.
Definitely. So, we are seeing some Dragapult in some Festival Lead here. All right.
And so Ryan's starting us off
with some Applins.
We do, and a bug catching set. Listen, all we need is a Grookster or two.
Yeah, definitely.
And we did not get that. Okay.
We got Thwacky, though. Unfortunate. Let's see what else we can grab here.
So Thwacky is still very good.
I mean, we still have Pokepad, so we can get a Grookey on the board.
We can, and as much as Ryan would like to have multiple set up, even getting one Thwacky next turn will help him get going.
Yeah, that's all we kind of need at the end of the day. So hopefully we get the Thwacky on board here, and then with that Lily in hand, I mean, Ryan's going to be in a pretty decent spot here. We just got to see how many stadiums we have.
Agreed. And so we have a Diplet in hand now. We have the Thwacky in hand. We can attach Energy Active. I mean, Ryan's just in a great spot.
Yeah, the Festival Lead believers are in the chat now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kenneth, going to Indiana. It's like Chicago, but worse in every way.
Kenneth just took the words from my mouth. I wasn't going to say it, so I'm glad you said it. I definitely had some strong feelings of how I felt about Indy when I went there for that last event. It was funny because that was the first event I took my now wife to.
Oh.
That was the first Pokemon event she ever been to with me. And that was the first thing she said was how the city wasn't really the greatest thing in the world, but at least she was still able to have a good time at the event.
I mean, that's a very positive approach on her end.
Definitely is.
I will say on my end, I went to school in Indiana, and their slogan was the Crossroads of America. And the best thing they could possibly advertise is that people drive through them to go to the place they actually want to go.
Yeah, I mean, it could be worse. You know, I went to school in Peoria.
Oh, God, it can be worse.
It could be worse. It's much worse.
Goodness.
Yeah.
And okay, so sorry, guys. To be fair, my wife's family actually lives in Indiana. It's not that bad, but I mean,
It depends where you go.
if you're going to give us a chance to talk smack, we're going to talk smack.
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
All right, so then let's get back to this game because Alfredo actually set up pretty well in getting 2 Dreepsters down, 2 Cloak in hand. On Ryan's end, we have a Thwackey, we have a Dipplin in the active with an energy, and we're going to see 8 clean cards.
Yeah, definitely. So we're going to really need to get some pieces in here because the item lock actually is going to kind of play a big role in this turn on how much of a lead Ryan will be able to take.
So it is a big deal because Ryan also top-decked a Buddy Poffin.
Yeah.
And so that really would have helped him set up and get the full board.
Definitely. Let's see what we're at here. 8 fresh cards. Oh, we have the stadium.
That's actually
The
really
stadium
big.
is huge here. And then I guess we can kind of... It's going to be a little bit more difficult now to kind of set up our next few attackers here. We're going to need some extra mons here. All right, we're going to look to grab the Psyduck here. And that's going to be able to bolster up our damage a little bit. And it's, what, 20 for each bench?
It is 20 for each bench. And Ryan, do you think Psyduck's the right grab there?
I don't hate it.
Alejandro-
I do like this, actually. And I'll
Okay.
tell you why. So, after we hit our first Do the Wave here, we're going to take out the Badoo. And then, most likely, since we're not going to be able to take the knockout on the Duskull, Alfredo is going to probably... Oh, never mind. I thought he was going to put up the Dreepy.
And actually, I think that was kind of the big brain play on Ryan's end,
Yeah.
is Ryan really wanted to take 2 prizes.
Yeah. So
And with only 3 Pokemon down, Alfredo was going to feed him a Dreepy.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. We're going to see another one come out here. We're going to see the Badoo come down as well.
And this is actively horrible for Alfredo.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, at least we have the stadium bump. That's a big thing with this deck is you want to be able to have ways around the stadiums.
And
Because,
this,
yeah.
yeah, exactly. The stadium is the key piece because without the stadium in play, Ryan is not able to attack twice.
Yeah. Okay, and then we can always just Thwackey for another one. But let's see what we can grab here because we are going to be under the item lock again. So it might be another opportunity. I mean, it doesn't look like we have much of an opportunity to take the extra prize here. It looks like it might just be a 1 prize turn here.
Connor, thank you so much for joining.
Connor,
Great to
thanks
have
for
you here.
joining.
Kenneth, yes, it is close enough to drive home if you bomb. And Alejandro, I went to Purdue for undergrad, and I drove that I-65 a ton. And like I said, my wife's family lives in Indy, and I drive that I-65 a ton. The windmill farm is lovely.
Is it?
Nice little break in the middle.
Okay.
But if you are driving through to Indy, Triple X Burgers in West Lafayette, Indiana, incredibly good.
Okay.
Get the Dwayne Purvis All-American Peanut Butter Burger and get a root beer with
I'm
it.
hungry now. I'm hungry now.
Oh, is it
Yeah,
good? And
I'm
Bryce is
hungry.
nodding along like, hell yes.
Yeah.
It is good stuff.
Yeah. Making me hungry.
And Kenneth, we do not have Iono CC.
CC.
There's a lot of reasons, but one is that neither of those cards are legal anymore.
Yeah. And this is going to be an interesting play now because, well, one, we're going to need the stadium to attack twice. And if we feed the Monkey Dory up now, I might not be able to take that knockout.
So, and Ryan would not be able to take a knockout, and Ryan would put some damage on Alfredo's board.
Yeah,
However, I don't know how much Ryan cares.
that's true. Oh, Bangle? Does Bangle do anything to help?
Unfortunately not, because it only is
it's
for hitting into
help.
EXs.
Oh, yeah, never mind. All right, looks like we are going to go for the... Are we going to Boom Boom Groove here?
To be honest, my guess is Ryan just passes on the stadium.
Yeah, I feel like you kind of wanted to get something else to kind of bolster up your board a little bit.
I think, to be honest, Ryan's just going to get a Dipplin.
Yeah, I feel like a Dipplin or like or another Grookey would be pretty good here. Yeah.
So the only reason I think Dipplin may be the safe play is because if Alfredo is able to get Crispin Dragapult and wipe the Dipplin and Applin, Ryan's going to be in for a world of hurt.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
For Pokeball, I-65 Night, yes. It's actually so cool to just see the wall of red lights in the sky. And Inferno Hippo, I'm sorry, you're going to have to be with
Yeah.
close friends and family.
I know,
That's
right?
horrible.
You got to celebrate somebody's best day of their life.
It's tough.
Yeah,
It's tough.
I
How
know.
could us? All right, so then what is Ryan going to do here? Just take the Budu knockout?
Yeah, I think we just take the Budu knockout. We, because like ideally, if Alfredo's not able to get the Crispin or anything like that, he's gonna survive another turn here, and he's gonna take a 3-prize lead, which is kind of what we want here.
Oh, deciding to go with the Grookey.
Yeah.
And then, Bryce, can you let him know to put down the 2 damage on each of those guys? Just from the Risky Ruins.
Oh yeah, the Risky Ruins. Yeah, that is something that we do need to put damage counters on.
And so that's actually huge.
Yeah, and those 2 guys.
And so Ryan was like, oh, cool, one of my
Yeah.
Applins will be safe. Well,
Whoa, we'll see. So let's see what we end up doing here. We are going to play the Buddy Poffin. We're going to get another Dreepy down.
and just the one Dreepy.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Looks like we don't have many other options.
That's a
Yeah.
very good reason, to be
Yeah,
honest.
Definitely. So let's see. We're going to see the Dracloak come down here. We're going to see an Energy and a Buddy Poffin here. It's not what Alfredo wants.
Not at all.
See another one, Rare Candy Boss. It's a little bit better, but still not exactly what we want here.
No, because we don't have a way to item lock.
Yeah.
And we don't have a Dark Energy,
Oh, this is so tough.
because Alfredo could have taken a knockout with a Dark Energy.
Yeah, so it looks like we're just going to try to play the stalemate game here, see if we can put something else down.
Well, now Ryan looks like a genius for
Yeah.
benching these 2 Pokemon. And Connor, we're always happy to provide empathy.
Yeah. So the bug catching set's going to come down. Let's see what we can end up drawing here.
I mean, that's great.
Yeah, all we need is the energy at the end of the day. The Thwacky is going to come down. It's going to get us another quick search here.
And double quick search each turn
Yeah.
is so good.
Double quick search when Pidgeot rotates.
That's
Yeah,
pretty good.
Pretty good.
And so we also have a boss's orders,
Yeah,
which means we can take out the cloak with energy.
definitely. So let's see if that's going to be the move that we end up going with. We're going to see the Festival Ground come down.
Yes. Festival lead is the ability.
Yeah.
Festival ground is the attack.
Yep. And
Or, excuse me, is the stadium.
So let's see if we end up doing the wave here first. We're going to hit some Boom Boom Grooves so we can strengthen our board here first.
And getting that Diplin is big because now that Applin on the bench is going to be more protected.
It looks like we might be eyeing the Max Belt potentially.
What do you think about that?
Max Belt's good just because it helps with these matchups like the Dragapult, just so you can kind of get more damage on there. So it looks like that's going to be what we search out here, just because we're going to see one eventually.
So Kanye, Vitality Band actually rotated.
Yeah.
And is no longer in the format, which we all found out when talking about it yesterday.
Yeah. It's definitely an interesting one to kind of figure out that one of these cards that's been a staple for so long is going to be out of the format now.
I know.
Yeah.
Does Ryan have a Diplin in hand? Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
he does
cool,
have
cool.
one. So we have a follow-up attacker here ready to go. So it looks like we're going to be taking this knockout onto the Dracloak here, and then see if we're going to be able to take another knockout. All right, and it looks like we won't be able to.
And if I'm Ryan, I just pass. Oh, he did
Alright.
decide to hit. Okay.
Well, I mean, it looks like we're on top deck mode here, so it definitely seems pretty beneficial here for Ryan.
So that Rosa's encouragement is a huge deal
Ooh.
if we were able to find a Dragapult.
I know, it's tough, but it looks like we need both cards in hand here.
And so
And I wonder what we actually end up doing. All right, it looks like we scoop
we
it
end up scooping. And Festival lead goes to 2-0.
Yeah.
And so what do we have up next, Bryce? Nothing. We have nothing
We
up
don't have
next.
another game?
What happened?
Just knocked out Greninja.
Oh, boy.
Oh. Oh,
Okay.
that's bad.
Okay.
Okay. So no, Festival lead, honestly, is a real deck
It's a
coming
real
into this
deck.
format.
Oh, yeah, definitely is real.
So, like, why is that deck so strong?
I mean, it just uptrades so well into a lot of these other decks here, and especially with how good the grass weakness could be if Zoroark becomes a popular archetype. I mean, there's a lot of benefits to just kind of playing the Festival lead.
I mean, I would agree. And so actually,
And the good Dragapult matchup as well.
good Dragapult matchup is good. So I think whatever we talk about is going to be less interesting than Festival Lead. So why don't we grab Ryan? Do you
Yeah.
want to talk to him or want me to?
Up to you. Which one?
I asked you. I'll let you decide.
All right. I'll have you talk to him then.
All right, sounds good.
All right,
Sounds good.
I'll go
You can
grab
go
him.
snag Ryan. Zorda, in the second game, we got a Greninja donked by Zoroark using Zekrom and a few modifiers. And so that is not good for Greninja, unfortunately. But we do have a couple more rounds still left today. That was just round 2. And we're going to bring Ryan right now to talk a bit about the Festival Lead deck, because holy crap is this thing cool. I don't know if Kevin, who put it together, has the perfect list, but still a pretty cool deck. And Ryan, thank you for joining us after showing off some great Festival League decision making.
Definitely, really good.
I mean, you played very well overall until you had that expression of, oh God, what just happened? Risky ruins damage. I'm no longer protecting my Applin.
Yeah, I was ready to get blown out.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I was ready to get blown out, but I mean, there wasn't really a lot I could do about it. I felt like I needed to get the other basic down, so I was doing damage, but I don't know. Well, I thought getting the other basic down would protect me, is what I thought.
Yes.
And then it didn't. And then, I don't know, they got double Dracloak down at turn 2 and didn't draw anything the whole game. So I don't really know what more to say.
I mean, to be fair, that is part of the Dragapult experience that we have all experienced. But Ryan, so tell us about Festival Lead. Like, why are you playing it today?
I don't know. It sounded fun, man.
Okay, so why
so,
why
like,
is it fun?
a lot of your gatekeepers get rotated out. Gardevoir.
Yes. Holy.
So you lose that atrocious, terrible matchup that's unplayably bad. You still have Dragapult, which is not a great matchup, but you can steal games just by rushing them down by taking 2 prizes every turn, and they're kind of slow. And so, like, if you are able to hunt their energies and prevent, like, a quick Phantom Dive, then, like, you have some equity there. And otherwise, like, a lot of the decks after rotation in general just tend to be, like, simpler decks that lose a lot of pieces and just try to blow stuff up. And generally, 1 prizes are pretty good into that stuff.
Yes.
So the apples are a cool 1 prize deck with a good engine, and your biggest weakness of Countercatcher Iono gets rotated. So that's not bad.
Nope, that's not bad at all. You got a couple outs to switch. You got a Kieran, you got a switch, you got an air balloon. Like, there's plenty of ways to get back into the game.
And as long as it's not, like, bring up the Thwacky and play Iono in the same turn, that you can just, like, stockpile 1 when you have an extra free quick search, and it's okay.
That's pretty good.
So
I will say there is the boss unfair stamp risk.
Yes.
But any deck that plays that gets to do it exactly once.
yeah. And it's less consistent than Countercatcher Iono. Like, you can play Iono and hope to find Countercatcher, but you can't play boss and hope to find Unfair Stamp.
That's
so
true.
you can Unfair Stamp and hope to find boss, but Unfair Stamp's a 1 of, and Ionos are usually more than 1 in those decks. So it's less consistent that's going to happen to you, so it's okay.
Well, and kind of with that consistency thing, it's pretty cool again to just go get 2 to 3 cards out of the deck every single turn that you want.
Yeah. Everybody knows I love Pidgeot EX.
Yes.
You could do that once a turn. I do it like 3 times. It's awesome. It's great. I love it. I love cheating and picking any cards out of my
I mean,
deck.
it kind of is cheating. This entire deck is cheating.
Yeah.
You get to search your deck 2 to 3 times.
Yep.
You get to attack.
You attack
multiple
twice.
times.
Like,
that's crazy.
it's kind of dumb. Your HP is non-existent, but that's okay.
Listen, we don't need to talk about the Frost last
Look,
matchup.
man.
That is, listen, if you guys want something appalling, just play Festival League and watch your opponent put down a couple snow runs and just think about what you're having for lunch.
Yeah.
It's a little brutal.
Yeah.
So then, this list, like, what are the key pieces in there right now?
Sure. I mean, it's Diplin, and it's Seeking, and it's damage modifiers, and it's a whole lot of ways to find your Pokemon. So
which is good.
You get to abuse Pokepad like every other deck. You get to abuse Buddy Poffin like most other decks, but you get to abuse Bug Catching Set, which not a lot of other decks are doing. So you just have 12 cards that find your dudes, and then once you have your dudes up, you find everything else in your deck.
Just kind of awesome.
It's kind of good.
Yeah. For Logan, I would say one caveat. It is not Phantom Dive handshake. It's Phantom Dive twice and handshake.
Yeah.
You can sustain one Phantom Dive.
1 is okay, especially depending on like what the board looks like and stuff. Like I said, there's no like counter catcher Iono stuff that they're doing super aggressively. So their ability to exactly choose the best spot of where their damage counters are going and put you to a low hand size are like not as good. And so you can defend in that way more or less. But yeah, if they get a second one off, sign slip.
You have a good deck and just move on. Also, part of the advantage in a Dragapult, they're almost always going to bench relatively low HP 2-prizers.
Right.
Which is very easy for you to scoop up.
Yeah, once it's like at some point, if you're looking at just like boss Fez and clean it up, like that's pretty not that difficult to do.
No,
So,
especially because Seeking is a very good attacker in this deck. So you do 60 damage, draw 2 cards, and that still stacks with your modifier. So you can gust up a Fez, slap a max spell on the Seeking, draw 4 cards, and take 2 prizes.
yeah, the Seeking is interesting. I think it gets... I don't know. I haven't played a ton of this deck, admittedly. I think it's like a little bit worse in this format.
Okay.
But it might, like, it's still good for sure. But a lot of the decks are leaning heavier into apples just because the, like, grass weakness is relevant right now.
Yes.
And, I don't know. I think it's just like slightly better. But before, in the previous format, when it was like, we need to beat Golden Ghost somehow, not easy to do, by the way, the Seeking was like a decent way of being fat enough to live stuff like Soul Rock Vitality Band.
Yeah.
As well as, like with the damage modifiers, the Seeking can blow up a Golden Ghost somehow with like Max Belt.
Oh, yeah.
With like Max Belt and Kirin or Max Belt Black Belt. You can get there. But... yeah, the Seeking lets you, like, if you're in a good spot for the Seeking in the early game, it just lets you assemble such a huge combo.
Yeah.
As well as, like, the Goldeen is really important, having Festival Lead on a basic.
Yes.
That can just sit on your bench. So that's good.
No, that's great. And, like, Goldeen is a little better with Jet Energy, but it's still good.
Yeah, it's still really good for sure.
Yeah.
I think having, like, Goldeen Air Balloon is really strong. And it's not something that this list leans into very strongly right now. It's just got the one balloon, I think.
Yes.
But like just having the Goldeen Air Balloon so that if you get, Judge and your apple knocked out or something, you can just push the Goldeen and you're chilling.
Yeah,
So,
you're cruising. You still get all of your quick searches with the Goldeen in the active.
yeah.
All right, so Ryan, any thoughts if anyone wants to pick this deck up?
Man, it's fun for sure. I think it's a good time. So I would advise you do it if you're interested. I mean, just grab any card out of your deck. It's a good time. Advice, I don't know. I've played like 5 games with the deck, so I don't know if I'm exactly
Fair enough.
qualified to give strong, good
Nope,
advice.
you can just say there and say, I have no information to share. This is horrible advice. Okay, do you actually have any advice?
I mean,
Because you're someone who's quick searched a lot.
yeah. I mean, it's as far as like Boom Boom Groove, like you're gonna end up in scenarios where you don't need all the cards right now every turn. And so it was something that I was doing a lot with Greninja recently, but as well as like my time playing Control and stuff, like even if it doesn't feel like your quick search is that important, every chance you can get to search any card out of your deck is always important. And so like just having some foresight of what needs to happen in the next turn, what your opponent's going to do, and trying to, play around that is always the biggest thing. So.
And playing around your opponent's ability to disrupt. Because they can knock out a Thwacky, they can knock out all your Festival Lead guys.
Yep.
But if you're in a position where you already have half the pieces you need in hand, it makes the next turn a lot easier.
Yeah, and a lot of that gets streamlined when we're not getting counter catchered and Iono'd at the same time.
Correct.
So if you're only having to play around boss or judge, it gets a little simpler.
Yeah. That makes sense. All right, Ryan, thank you very much, my friend.
Of course.
Always good chatting with you.
Likewise.
I will kick you out and let Brian rejoin here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. And Isaac, Venusaur Meganium, I think, is very interesting. Cynthia's Garchomp's good, too. The issue with those is there's grass stuff everywhere. And Brian, like, have you thought about picking up any of the grass stuff? I need to really stress, the cards.
I like Venusaur.
Okay.
Venusaur is cool. Jungle Dump.
Yes.
It's a cool deck. I like. I just feel like the Forest Stadium is just so good.
So it is. So the
Yeah.
Forest of Vitality
Yeah.
is so strong.
Yeah, it's just so good. I pulled a full art of it.
Oh, I actually pulled another one.
Yeah. I guess I got to play it now.
So I pulled one during our pre-release and sold
Yeah.
it to Ryan. And I pulled another one out of the box I got. So
Yeah.
I'm probably going to have to give it to Ryan as well.
Yeah, I know. I like, because I ripped my box earlier because I needed my playset of Pokepads now. 'cause
There you go.
I didn't get any out of my Ascended ETBs. So
Dude, I have plenty of Pokepads if you need them.
I've got like 8 now.
Okay,
So don't worry
sounds
about it.
good.
I'm all good now.
And Logan, Slot Box, what is it? Lily's Clefairy, Teal Mask Ogerpon, just bunch of crap in there. It's not a bad deck.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's been called Slot Box, but like it kind of fits.
Yeah. I feel like there's other decks that could have been just called Slot Box instead, like Joltik Box and stuff like that. I feel like that would have been like I feel like the terminology's kind of changed from like Crayon Deck to Slot Box.
Dang. Dude, 2 cups with Venusaur Meganium? That's awesome, man. Well done, Isaac. I would like to win a cup sometime in the next 2 years.
I would like to as well.
Dude, I don't understand. I was gonna make a joke over April Fools of like the only joke about our like post is that I can't win a freaking game at locals, but I'm just not that funny.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right,
maybe next year.
Maybe next year. We'll see how it goes. All right, so Brian, what do you want to check in on before we get into our next round?
I feel like we've kind of covered the spread here. I feel like I kind of wanted. I mean, depending on what like chat kind of thinks, I feel like if we wanted to like leave it up to chat. If somebody wants to like mention something and we can kind of talk about it a little bit, I feel like that could be pretty good. Gives us a way to interact with all of you guys at home.
I'm so down. Listen, if y'all got a good deck you want to check out, talk about, we can ask Bryce over here, take a picture for us.
Or if anybody has like wants our thoughts on like a specific deck, if you really value our opinion that much, we can also talk about it as well.
Which I question your judgment, but if you do, yes, happy to provide. That's a lie. We're actually decent at this game, but yes, we're happy to provide feedback.
Definitely.
And Logan Azul calling a slot box. There's just a lot of crap in there. Yeah. I mean, that makes sense, and it is a good deck. All right, so Bryce, what was one of the decks I had pulled up there? Ooh, yes, let's see some Dragapult.
Might as well, right?
So this is one of the decks that did do very well in the Champions League, top 4. This is Dragapult Blaziken, and I'm not going to lie, Festival Elite is cool, Steven's Metagross seems cool. This is probably the deck I have highest hope for as like a high-tier competitive deck. And so, Brian, can you talk us through what's in here a bit?
Yeah, I mean, we have, classic Dragapult, Phantom Dive, spread, damage counters, stuff like that, but this Blaziken line, that's when it gets a little spicy. Because that Seething Spirit ability, you can attach a basic energy card from the discard to one of your Pokemon. And that's really good just because, like, now you can attach, and then you can also set up something else, like Monkey Dory and stuff like that. So this takes advantage of a lot of, like, really cool pieces. Like, I mean, you can take, like, really big knockouts with it. You can power up stuff a lot faster with it, like the Lily's Clefairy. And then along with, like, Crispin, like, you can set up a lot of stuff. You can Cruel Arrow with it.
You can.
You can do a lot of cool stuff with this Blaziken line. So it's definitely an interesting one. It reminds me a lot, in a way, of like Pulsard, where you're kind of using that support Pokemon to kind of use it to power up everything else on the board.
No, absolutely agreed. And for the chat real quick, all day, I mean, Alakazam is really good. I don't think you're going to go wrong playing it for all day unless some craziness comes up between now and then.
Yeah.
Logan, Austin Charles won the full grip 3K with this. It is a very good deck.
Very good. Yeah, definitely is really good.
And then, Brian, what do you think about Absolbox? Does that have an opportunity to be good?
Oh, absolutely. I feel like, Claw of Darkness is just such a good attack. Just being able to pick at your opponent's hand, get the hand knowledge, all of that stuff, just super good. And takes advantage of Monkey Dory as well. Just those two things just make the decks so good. So I feel like it's still going to be a very strong contender. And if you're really good with it, I feel like it's just in such a good position as well.
It is. And like you said, having that Claw of Darkness attack, Unfair Stamp plus Claw of Darkness gives you a single card in hand, and your opponent gets to choose which card you keep.
Yeah.
That is disgusting.
That is, yeah.
Like that it's orange, so I'm not going to lose to Arboliva. Actually, yes. And so that's something I wanted to mention here.
Yeah.
Blaziken EX covers a large portion of the format that has grass attackers everywhere.
Yeah, and I think another thing that you kind of have to mention, too, is that the attack is pretty easy to power up.
It is.
A fire and a colorless for 200 damage, it's pretty respectable damage. You can definitely do a lot with that.
And so the downside of the attack isn't really a downside. You can't attack during your next turn, but you don't care because you retreat the 2 energy off and use the Seething Spirit ability to slap one right back onto something.
Yeah, so, there's a lot of cool stuff. I think I'm going to have to build this deck now that you think about it.
I think it's cool. I probably need to pick up some Blazekins.
I definitely do, too.
All right, so tell me, Brian, about this Chi-Yu.
This Chi-Yu, I couldn't tell you much about it, but it has an attack called Ground Melter. It does 60 damage, and it says, if a stadium is in play, it does 60 more damage?
Yes, and then discard the stadium.
And then discard it? Oh, Stadium Bump. That's pretty solid. This seems like an answer to Festival Lead.
Ooh. I didn't even think about it that way.
Yeah.
About 100%.
Yeah, because I remember, so it's funny because weird timeline, but when Festival Lead first got introduced, that's when Lugia was still in the format. So Lugia,
Oh my goodness.
so Lugia would just constantly just bump the stadium until there was none left. That's why it was like a free matchup.
Hilarious.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's like anything that has like a stadium bump on it as like part of your attack is just like going to be your #1 attacker into Festival Lead. Plus, you have a weakness too.
And that is pretty good. One of the other advantages, also, Logan, yes, it is very alluring. And Sammy, great to have you join.
Yeah.
Yes, I think this is going to be
Congrats
a
on
lot of
the
fun.
finish.
Yeah,
Yeah,
congrats on top 8 again,
top 8
Sammy.
finish. That was a really cool finish to see.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so the other thing is the Grand Melter doing 120 actually one-shots Teal Mask Ogerpon.
Yeah.
And so you can then take one-shots on relatively low HP Grass 2 prizers
Yeah.
and clear out something like the Forest.
Yeah.
Forest
the Force Vitality. Yeah.
And so sometimes Dragapult decks would play Moltres, but I mean, having a single prize attacker that also bounces at Stadium is great.
I'm actually going to order these right now.
Well,
I'm
there you go.
I'm very intrigued about
And you
this
can
deck
order
now.
it on the Nerd Rage TCG player.
Yeah.
Guys, we're not shills. We just really like it here.
Yeah. I mean, I'm always a person where if I can support a shop, I'll pick it up. I don't like using TCG player unless I really have to or
Yeah.
unless it's a Nerd Rage Gaming TCG player.
And we have a lot of good stores in the area, and I'm like, obviously, there's competition. I don't care, man. There's a lot of great ones around here. The more we support the community, the more it helps all of us.
Yeah.
So I would always recommend buy from your LGS. And Sammy, yes, I also think Blaziken Pult is better than Stray Pult, and I think both of those are better than Dust Noir Pult.
Yeah, and I feel like there's just too much Dusk Noir hate right now. I mean, Battle
Yes.
Cage, Psyduck, all these kinds of things kind of is just pushing me into the direction of the Blaziken here. Yeah.
And the nice part with Blaziken, too, is you can combine other attackers in here if you want to. We just saw last week Adam play Greninja, Blaziken, Dragonite, or Mega Dragonite EX. You can absolutely throw cool things in here to try to surprise your opponent, especially at a major event.
Are these all from Journey Together?
I think Blaziken is from Journey
I know that
Together.
Blaziken is, but is the Torchic and the Combuskin?
I don't
I might have to look through my bulk then, because I might have the Torchic and the Combuskin.
I would have to look this up, because I actually think the 70 HP Torchic came out after Blaziken.
After? Okay.
Yes.
I know Bryce is on it right
Bryce,
now.
are you Googling this? Awesome. Bryce has our
Yeah,
backs.
He's got our back.
So the other things just want to know for this deck. Obviously, Monkey Dory, incredibly good card.
Yeah.
Lily's Clefairy in a Dragapult deck seems weird, but let me tell y'all, this Lily's Clefairy is in everything that can
were you
accelerate
saying?
energy.
Torches from Destiny Rivals.
The
Destin
Torchic from
Rivals.
Destin Rivals. Okay, what about the Combuskin?
Fizzle, yes, exactly. Torchic came out after Journey Together.
No, it says Torchic is from Destin Rivals, so that'll be... Oh, yeah, that is after. Yeah,
Yep.
that is after.
Buskins from the same set.
Oh,
Okay.
same set? All right. I didn't rip that much Destin Rivals, so I'll have to look through my bulk then.
Yes. Isaac,
Yeah.
I am glad we can give you some stuff to try out. Because,
Yeah.
man, is this a cool
I
deck.
mean, now I have stuff to try out too, so this is going to be fun.
There you go. It's good education
Yeah,
for us.
good education, absolutely.
So one thing, too, I want to note, this obviously plays some Pokepads. It still plays Crispin because it gives you a chance to get that energy on the board in the first place.
Definitely.
And multiple rare candy because we don't have Evo anymore, and we want ways to set up aggressively if we can. So anything else you see here, Brian?
I mean, the Meowth is also an interesting one as well. I feel like the Meowth is pretty good into stuff like, can also be like a good attacker in like the Festival Lead matchup too that I'm thinking about now. Because when I think about this matchup of like a big 2-prizer against like a bunch of little small prizers,
Yeah.
I think of Fish Loop.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fish Loop against Lost Box. That's kind of like what I think of. So being able to kind of get your supporter, be able to build your hand up or get your Crispin and just like be able to loop it back into the deck, I think is like a really important thing to be able to do as well.
I would agree. And I
Yeah.
think even just being able to cycle that search
Yeah.
for another boss, another something like that, it's just such a good card. And Pokemon has decided that from henceforth, all supporter search cards will be able to shove themselves back into the deck or your hand.
Yeah.
So, sure, man. Sounds good to
Yeah,
me.
sounds good to me. And it also has 170 HP.
Which every
Yeah.
single support search. I put 2 Tapu Lele in my deck as
Yeah.
proxies.
Yeah.
Sammy, having a secondary attacker that doesn't get nuked by Clefairy is fantastic since it's everywhere. And Fizzle, yeah, not having to worry about energy is great.
Definitely.
All right, Brian, anything else with this one?
Oh, this is cool. I actually am very intrigued about this deck now. I actually really want to play this.
All right. We'll see a
Yeah.
lot of Blaziken Dragapult mirrors next week is what
Yeah,
I'm hearing.
definitely.
Yeah, so I actually think that's cool. There were a couple videos that came out, one by OmniPoke, and kind of put all the Dragapult variants at the very top of like the tier list right now.
Definitely.
And to be honest, hi Moshi.
It's gonna drop off my Mega Skarmory that
Heck
that I
yes.
pulled in my box.
I love it. But so Dragapult, we know, is so powerful and has the Recon Directive Draw engine, but now getting to actually try different things other than Dusknoir is awesome.
Yeah, definitely is, because it kind of gives it more flexibility, and it just makes it more interesting to play, and also just makes you have to think about it more. It's like, which variant are we playing against today?
Right.
Yeah.
And so there are some decks that can still afford to give up a bunch of prizes with Dusknoir, but since you don't have Iono anymore, every prize you give up, you only get to disrupt that prize out of their hand once.
Yeah, definitely.
Unless you play just like Judge or something, but Sammy trying to max rarity the Pult deck in Orlando. Heck yes,
It's a little
my guy.
expensive. It's a little expensive to do. But
Listen,
it's all worth it.
use that sweet, sweet top 8 money
Yeah.
to fund that max rarity. I love it. Have you ever max rarity to deck?
I max raredied a lot of my decks. in
Wait,
the past.
really?
Yeah.
Oh God, am I the only cheap one here?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely max raredied a lot of stuff in the past, but I wouldn't say
Dang.
like max rarity, because like it's hard to get, like, if you really think max rarity, because like it's funny, I was talking to Colin Merrill Matthews about this,
Who, by the way, max rarity's everything.
and like he's like the max rarity where it's like even your ultra balls are like the top of the top. I was like, as long as I have like a gold or like a something like that, to me that's max, but to others that's not. So yeah,
yeah, that's wild.
max rarity ultra balls, that's a mortgage.
Max rarity Mew VMAX. Whew.
Yeah.
Holy.
Yeah, I played that to Knoxville because that was my last event to play Mew VMAX too. So I had like all the alt arts and stuff like that. But
Dude, I cannot afford that on a therapist salary.
Yeah.
That is not in the cards for
yeah,
me. Fizzle, back on an actual Pokemon topic. Yes, 3 energy types. You have such like variety and variability that you can plug in basically anything you want to into the deck.
yeah, definitely. It's cool too that a lot of the Pokemon also share the energy type as well. So like, the Blaziken can take advantage of some of those energies as well. And like some of them require colorless cost attacks as well. So that's kind of stuff to kind of think about as well.
So, are there any cards you may want to like sneak into a deck like this? You think could be good counters?
Good counters. It's a little tough. I mean, I feel like any Dragapult deck, a counter to it, it's always going to be a Clefairy, just because you can just one-shot it really easily.
Yeah.
I don't know, like Teal Mask Ogerpon could be like an interesting one.
So I was actually going to say,
Or I mean, Wellspring Mask Ogerpon is what I meant.
and that is actually what I was going to say too.
Yeah, Wellspring Mask, just because you're able to just torrential pump.
Well, being able to
Yeah.
surprise snipe can absolutely just steal you games.
Yeah, definitely.
And maybe a grass attacker is not a bad idea to hit into Absol, something like that.
Yeah.
Or if there's a good fighting attacker to hit into Kangaskhan or something similar.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So there is a Terra box that was going around, played a Passimian.
Oh, I was gonna say Koraidon EX.
Oh, actually, yeah, for
Yeah.
real.
Because I've played 2 CP events this season. I played one last week, and I got sacked by Terrabox playing Koraidon EX.
Huh.
Yeah, shout out to Keon.
What does Koraidon do?
It has like a revenge attack.
Oh, is that like it hits 170 with a revenge?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough, fair
Yeah.
enough. Actually, yeah, that one-shot's Kangaskhan.
Yeah.
That one-shot's anything fighting week.
Pretty good. And it's also a Terra, so you can also use it to put Noctowl into play as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
It
That's
is pretty cool. It is pretty cool.
Sammy, yes, maybe don't spend on the Ultra Balls. Slotbox does look fire. And living TR Mewtwo's. What is that?
Destin Rival or
The TR?
Team Rocket Mewtwo.
Oh, I know there's at least 1 or 2 who have been playing it. And yes, living, I think
if
it can
Josh
be
DeLuca
solid.
was here, he'd probably play it.
100%, yes.
Yeah.
But no, I think the deck is reasonable.
Yeah.
Like, it has all the pieces, and just for some reason, it can't pull them together.
Yeah.
And yes, so Fizzle hits on another key piece. So there is a single prize Blaziken that lets you double snipe for 120, and that's really good.
It is pretty good.
Now, granted, it's using up one of your stage 2 lines. So in that case, I probably would rather play something like Water Pond
Yeah.
just for like the deck space and the board space.
Yeah, but then again, it's like you're also going to have to commit the one of water energy as well. So
True.
it's like a give and take kind of thing.
Well, no, you don't have to worry about committing it because you can discard it.
That's true.
You just slap that thing in the discard, and
Yeah.
then you know you have to manually attach anything else
Yeah.
to still snipe,
That's
which
true.
is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And yes, Alakazam is great until you hit multiple Articunos, and then things are a little sad.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, Brian, we got our next round up. What do we think we're going to see?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm wondering.
Okay, cool. We're going to let
Yeah,
the suspense.
yeah. I'm a little curious to see what's kind of making it up the top tables. I took a little gander to kind of see what people were kind of playing. I saw a lot of Alakazam, so I feel like you might be seeing a little bit more of that.
Okay, that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. And we are indeed seeing Wesley playing Alakazam versus Senior playing Zorark. And
It's
this
gonna be
feels,
interesting. Yeah.
yeah, it feels like it's either going to be fascinating or horrendous.
Yeah, it kind of depends. I feel like if Senior is able to get those Darmanitans on in play and kind of get like some quick knockouts, it
Yes.
could be a quick game. But if we don't, this could be a little bit more drawn out.
It could also be a pretty quick game
Yeah.
because we could just see Wesley just run Christian off
Yeah.
the board.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Sammy, Christian does play, I believe, either Unfair Stamp or Multiple Judge, or
Yeah.
both.
I feel like you got to do one or the other.
So there's going to be a chance to disrupt a bit. I just don't know how much.
Yeah.
That is
not
not
great.
the hand you're looking for.
Looks like Fez is our only option here.
That's very bad.
Yeah.
All right, so then, honestly, I think the big thing is who's going first.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting as well. Let's find out.
All right, and so Wesley did have a really good card in his hand, the new Telepathic Energy.
Yeah. What does that actually do?
I will be happy to tell you
Yeah.
once we get to Wesley's turn.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. So it looks like he will be starting us off here.
And so Telepathic Energy has a really, really cool effect. So when you attach it to one of your Psychic Pokemon, you can search your deck for 2 basic Psychic Pokemon and put them onto your bench.
Oh, cool.
So it's basically double capture energy for Psychic types.
That's pretty solid, actually.
It is
Yeah.
so good because
really good.
you also save cards to keep in your hand.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like now that like stuff like Lugia is like out of the format now, I feel like Pokemon can be a little bit more adventurous with the special energy that they're able to print now that they don't have to think about it being accelerated onto the board.
I would love Pokemon to retain that lesson. That would be
Yeah.
excellent.
Yeah.
To just keep in mind that don't make Archeops Lugia ever again.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's cool though because now we can have these like special type specific energies now, kind of like how we did with the old D block format. How we had like, the lightning energy with the draw 2 on it.
Speed Lightning.
The speed lightning, yeah, and we had like Aurora and all that stuff. I mean, we have Prism now, but like it's like a little different.
And we had the
Yeah.
Horror Psychic that plays damage counters.
Oh, yeah.
We had the Hiding Dark that gave you free retreat.
Yeah, and then there was the water one also.
Yes,
Yeah.
which prevented effects
Yeah.
of attacks.
Yeah.
And that's actually, we have the Fighting Energy also prevents effects of attacks,
Yeah.
which is cool. Grass Energy gives you plus 20 HP, which is
Yeah.
pretty cool. And then you have the Psychic one that gives you 2 more Pokemon.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Fizzle, yeah, Pokemon love Psychic types.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Sammy, Xerosic is a heck of a good inclusion. And Sammy, I am not doing Orlando because it is Easter and I have a wife and child I'm supposed to spend time with.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
I'm okay with that. I kind of like him.
Yeah.
All right, so Brian, walk us through the decision tree for Christian here.
There's not much. He can attach and he can pass.
Cool, yeah.
That's really all you can do.
Do we even
unfortunately.
Janine's here?
No, I feel like it's not worth it just because you're just going to end up poisoning yourself and you can only attach that 1 energy, I believe. Because I think you have to target 2.
Yes, you can only
Yeah.
attach 1 energy.
Yeah, so it's like, I mean, if there was an option to Cruel Arrow, then maybe, but it doesn't seem like it's a good idea.
No, and I think Cruel Arrow next turn may need to happen, but
Yeah.
either way, there's a chance Wesley just wins right here.
Yeah, he definitely could. There's definitely a way out if he's able to get like the Enriching Energy and like an Alakazam and then the Rare Candy and then he just draws a bunch of cards. So there's definitely a way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sean, this can be the average Zoric experience.
Yeah, I feel like that's part of the reason why I've dropped this deck is just because like I feel like I just can't navigate the early game well enough to survive.
Well, let me tell y'all about my game against Moshi Jr. today, where I item blocked him, and he got 4 Zoroark EX down without playing Cyrano. So that is also the average
boy.
Zoroark experience.
Does Cyrano rotate?
No, it is still legal.
Oh, it's still
He just
legal.
didn't need to play it. He saw the 4 Zoroark raw.
Of course.
Yes.
Always happens.
They always have it. All right, so I mean,
Always.
Wesley's got a bunch of Abras down. We
Yeah.
have a Dun-Dun,
We also have Hilda in hand as well.
which is pretty good.
Yeah, I feel like part of me would want to see that Hilda come out first.
Well, I think we may have it.
Oh, wait, we do have Alakazam, and we do have her Candy.
We do need to advance a
Yeah.
Pokemon, though it's pretty obvious this is going to be one of the Abras.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Wesley's just doing the math.
Yeah.
Can I get enough cards out?
I mean, we can rare Candy. Let's see if we draw, and then the Hilda's going to be able to get us some more cards as well.
Sammy, when you say mid-team Rocket deck, do you mean, what is it, Honchkrow, just with a couple Articuno? Because that deck is sick.
So we're going to get a Kadabra. I'll probably get another energy card out of here. Just so we can really bolster up that hand here.
And we see a lot of those telepathic energies.
Yeah,
Is this playing like a full 4?
it probably does. That's kind of an interesting one.
So there are lots of conversations around Alakazam lists.
I feel like you still got to pull the telepathic, though, just so you have the extra card in your hand.
Oh, and so Senior is saying, hey, you already attached an energy this turn.
Well, I mean, he still would want to search it out just so he has the extra card in hand for the
Yes.
damage. Yeah, you still want to do it anyways. And then you just rare Candy, and then you do your thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Sammy sometimes, but all they need is a Rocket's radar out to Ariana, and they are back in the game.
Definitely.
Fizzle, I kind of get that. The only thing is if you want to use the Wondrous Patch, you may need to hold off and keep enough basics in deck to use it.
Yep, so we're going to see that Kadabra come down here. We're going to draw 2 cards. Let's see that rare Candy come down as well.
We can. To be honest, I don't know if we want to see the rare candy come down.
Do we win, though?
No, because we already attached this turn.
Doesn't it only... Wait.
So we already manually attached the telepathic energy.
Yeah.
So we need 2 energy in order to attack with Alakazam.
Oh, we need 2.
Oh, wait, no, you're right. It's
only
1.
It's
All
only
right,
one.
never mind. Yeah, we totally
Yeah,
win.
we just win, don't we?
Okay. And Firefist, hello. Nice to have you here, man.
Yeah. All right, let's see if we have enough.
It looks like we may actually be 1 short.
That's tough. Okay, looks like we just search out a Dunsparce, potentially, and then hope that we have it the next turn.
Which, I mean, we probably do.
Yeah.
And yeah, I apologize. I for some reason thought it was
Yeah.
2 energy attachments,
Yeah.
but we are fine here.
Yeah. Oh, well.
I know.
Let's see.
How many cards does Wesley have in hand? Logan, we have 4 rounds today. It is just locals, so nothing crazy. But we do have, if y'all want to see more post-rotation, we have our League Cup, April 19th. All post-rotation.
All right.
Well, this is hilarious. Christian can no longer Janine's himself.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, boy.
Oh, actually, wait. We only had 9, so we did 180. We're going to
Oh,
Janine's.
wow. We really are.
We're going to take a prize, and then we're going to cry and weep deeply.
All right.
Just scoop it up. All right.
That's tough.
So we'll go to our second game here. And Brian, tell us what's happening as we get this up.
Yeah, so it looks like we have some jungle dumping action here. We have Venusaur going into Festival lead. So this was an interesting one as well, just because both players can actually take advantage of the Forest of Vitality.
They can. And so we can go straight from Applin to Diplin.
And we can
straight
go
from
straight
Grookey to
to
Thwackey.
Thwackey.
That's
so
crazy.
It is nice, but at the same time, you know, if the Venusaur player is able to get straight to Venusaur, it's like very, very difficult for the Festival lead player to take that knockout, even with stuff like the Max Bell and all that stuff as well.
Yes, agreed. There should not be any jet energies.
Yeah, there should
because
not.
those rotated.
Let's find out.
That is a jet energy.
Oh, that is a jet energy. All right.
That's not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
It's fine. We'll let him know after
Yeah.
this game.
Yeah.
It may honestly just be that Thor did not know that it was going to be post rotation.
Yeah.
But
It's okay.
there's also an Iono in there. It's
That's
fine.
All right.
Well,
Yeah, we'll make sure to mention it.
yes. All right. So Brian, what is Thor going to do to win this hand?
I mean, so we're doing the triple boom boom groove thing. And we are searching stuff like the max belt and all of that. So we have a bunch of stuff that we're going to be able to use. I feel like we need like max belt and like black belt and like a bunch of other stuff in order to even
So
make
actually,
this attack work.
Max Belt, Black Belt would let Thor one-shot this Mega Venusaur.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Yeah.
We are going to do 190
Yeah.
twice to reach 380
Jeez.
and one-shot Venusaur.
Oh, wow. So we're going to go straight into 2 prizes now, and a knockout on Meowth pretty much just wins the game here.
And Matthew is sad.
Yeah, definitely.
So how does Matthew respond here?
I don't even know. I mean, we don't have Forest anymore. So, looks like we're just going to play the Ultra Ball here and just hope that we can do something here.
I will
This
say,
is so tough.
that is a wild turn of events from when we started this turn.
I definitely feel like it wasn't something that people were expecting to see either.
Matthew being people, to be clear. Matthew
Yeah.
was not expecting to see that.
No. So, it looks like we're going to Ultra Ball for the Fez here. Let's see what we can do from there.
I mean, I think the game plan really has to be for Matthew. You kind of got to set up another Venusaur.
Yeah, definitely.
And then you also got to Teal Mask multiple energy into play in order to attack with said Venusaur.
Yeah, so we're going to see the draw 3 here. Badoo. Oh, man, it's not looking too good here.
No, this is appalling.
Yeah.
Man, and Matthew even had Wally's Compassion in hand.
This is so tough.
My goodness. So we may have to hope for another Meowth to be in deck.
Yeah. Oh, man, it doesn't look like we really have it.
No, we have a Teal Mask Ogerpon, so we'll be able to draw another card. But this is brutal.
Yeah, it looks like we're like really just using a lot of resources here just so we can kind of figure out some sort of attack here.
So we do have Meganium in play still, which is good.
Which is good.
But it is not enough, that's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, having to come down from a 5-2 prize deficit is also very, very difficult to kind of go through as well.
Agreed. Oh, and that is
Ooh,
not what
we-
Matthew needed to see.
It's not what we need to see here. Looks like this might just be game here.
So
Yeah.
Matthew can use a Grass Energy to retreat the
Yeah.
Meowth
Yeah.
and just hopes that Thor forgets he can use Boom Boom Groove this next turn.
Definitely. Let's see. Let's see. Do we have boss in hand? We might just boom boom groove for it.
And I mean, Matthew has a full deck.
Yep.
And we see the boss's orders. That is
Yep.
game. Oh, boy. So, Festival lead, even with an illegal deck list, dominated pretty cleanly there.
Yeah, definitely.
So, we'll probably need to talk to him about that.
That's all right.
It's fine. These things happen.
I mean, yeah. Plus, it's like our first. It's not like rotation's officially there anyway.
Right.
So technically, we should be playing old format. But whatever.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's a fine line thing.
I know. So, and that's actually one nice thing. So, Pokemon Leagues, for those who are relatively new, you can do whatever the heck you want.
Yeah, as long as you host it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, typically, we play standard format because that's what all the major events are in. But if people want to do GLC, if people want to do expanded, please
If
don't.
people wanted to play expanded.
No,
No.
no, we don't. To be honest, we tried it, and like 4 people were like, "Yay, I get to ruin everyone's day," and everyone else is like, "Boo, you ruined my day," and then
Yeah.
we didn't do that again. So
Yeah.
that's fine. And Boom Boom Groove Zorda is actually really good. Like this is not a fluke. It's unironically a good deck.
It's a good deck. Yeah.
But yeah, so like I said, if you guys want to play any format, if there's anything you want to do, talk to your Pokemon League. Tell them about it. Let them know that's what you want to play. I know we've talked about doing some cool stuff over the summer.
Yeah. And hopefully we can kind of put some of those into play.
Yes.
We'll see, though.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. And actually, this is a good chance to talk about our summer plans.
Yeah, because if you're new here, like we like to do something special for the summer every year. In the past, it's been charity.
Yes.
We like to give back to our communities. Last year, we did the Trevor Project. The year before, we did Greater Chicago Food Bank.
Yep.
And we've been able to raise money for both of those organizations, and we hope to do the same thing this year as well. We've been in talks of doing something fun for charity as well this year, and we're really excited to see what we can come up with.
Yeah. And so tentatively, we'll share as a little spoiler since y'all are here listening. We have 3 events right now planned for the summer. One for June, one for July, one for August. June, we're going to have an invitational. And for everyone who's playing here today, they're earning points towards our Locals Invitational, a local series, to try to play for a crap ton of store credit and a really, really cool trophy we give out for each one of these. And I mean, that's always a fun event.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So we'll do Swiss, asymmetric cut, and then top cut. We'll have it all streamed here for everybody so you can see. In July, that's where we're going to do our charity event. Tentatively right now, it's going to be a tournament. And we're going to try to invite any and everyone who wants to come play. And so it's not going to be a one carry or anything. All the buy-in is going straight to the charity that we choose, which you haven't chosen yet, but we will choose. And we're just going to try to earn as much as possible. We'll have some awesome prizes for Top Cut, for winners, all that. We're going to try to have it be a big deal. So if you know people who would want to play some good Pokemon, have some fun, and then try to support good causes, send them our way.
And if there's also a cause that you guys feel very strongly about, we're definitely open for suggestions for that. Just because we try to support a different, foundation or community each year. So if there's something like that you're very passionate about or very, you feel strongly about, let us know and we'll take that into consideration as well.
Yeah, we raised a few $1,000s each year for each of these events. So we would love to just keep going with that and try to do some good.
Definitely.
And then we have one more event coming up in August, and we're kind of stuck between 2 things right now.
Yeah.
Do you remember what they are?
The 3v3.
Yes. And then the other one is GLC.
Yeah.
So we're debating doing either a 3v3 or a GLC 1K. And obviously, for all these, there's no competitive events going on. There's no cups, challenges, anything. So we would just love to do some stuff that's fun. So if y'all have good ideas on that event, if you want to see a 3v3 or a GLC event, I'm down.
Yeah, definitely. Both events I feel like would be well received in our area especially. And if there's one that you guys would like more than the other, let us know.
Absolutely. So on that note, standard content things. Hi, we're here. Like us, follow us, all the things. Like if you're watching on Twitch, follow us. If you really feel like subscribing, I'm sure Norm would appreciate it. We don't get paid for it. We're just happy to be here.
Yeah.
And then if you're watching on YouTube, please like, subscribe, share this thing if you enjoy it with others, because
turn on the bell for the post notifications.
Is that a thing?
That's what all the YouTubers say now.
Oh, is there still a bell?
I think there's a bell. There should be a bell.
Bryce is nodding that yes, there is a bell. So that's
hit the bell for post notifications.
Yes. Go team content.
Yeah.
Woo. This is literally the only content we think we do, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Logan, GLC, I'm down.
Yeah,
I'm
GLC
down.
would be cool.
And Sammy, yes, Godspeed getting 2 Secret Art Pults tomorrow at Orlando. That will be tough. Is there a deck you would bling out at this point?
Dragapult, that's the one I've been working on. I have 4 of the Dreepies already, and I got my first of 4 of the Dracloaks.
Oh.
So that's in the process.
Okay. Did you already talk to Alec? Because they had like all of those.
I bought them from.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Nice. All right. All right, so Brian, we got a little time. What do you think is a good thing to chat about? Because I'm not going to lie, my preparation is already very much run out.
We can open that can of worms about the SPE.
I'm all for that.
Yeah?
We could have a little bit of Pokey drama.
Yeah, we can have a little bit of drama.
I'm so down.
Yeah,
can we talk about a little bit of drama?
Yeah, should we talk about some drama?
Bryce is like, oh, God, don't have it be that dramatic.
Yeah.
So tell us about the bling out Crustle. Yes,
I do have some of the Crustle bling.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for that. Because if
Yeah.
you're going to make someone's day miserable, let it be while looking at something beautiful.
In style.
Eli's
right?
saying no. All right, so Brian, tell us about this drama.
So,
what do we want to stir up today?
It's been documented well that there's some issues with how the point structure is for Worlds qualification. A lot of the points are front-loaded onto like major events, which I think is the right thing to do.
Sure.
If you want to earn your Worlds invite, you got to do well at these events.
Reasonable.
In the past, it's been the opposite, where like as long as you get your locals finishes and like some top 256s, you can get your Worlds invite. But now it's kind of like it's like really heavily front loaded onto like major events, and a lot of people are kind of circumventing that or working around it by going to SPEs,
Yes.
which generally have fewer players, require a bunch of travel and a bunch of expensive travel and lodging, but offer a way to get a lot of points and pretty much what people would say, quote unquote, easier finishes. So that's really what the big discourse is like, should these SPE events really give as many points as they should? But at the same time, they're doing good by offering these areas chances to compete. So I don't know if I explained that like the best, but that's kind of like the TLDR of it.
You said it in a much more polite way than I was going
Yeah.
to, so I'm glad we led with you on that. But no, it's a really good point. I think it is a big kind of point of contention. When there was a set threshold goal,
Yeah.
when you just had to hit a certain point threshold, there was still a lot of drama about people
Yeah.
traveling to smaller events, stuff like that. Hey, are they taking points from locals? To be honest, I didn't care at that point because you're trying for a point threshold goal. So if someone, and we have some local players that go to everything, if they want to travel to South Africa to get, say, top 16 out of 90 people and get top 16 points to get the World's invite, that's okay. Because while it does certainly affect the people there had an opportunity to beat them
Yeah.
and to get those points themselves. And them getting those points does not stop me from getting my World's invite.
Yeah, I think what Sammy was saying in the chat is like what our inner thoughts are kind of saying.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now, so here's the issue, though. Currently, things are different. Prior, like you said, there was a threshold. You had to
Yeah.
get to 400 points, 500 points, 600 points to get your invite.
Yeah.
And no matter how many people got 600 points, they all got their invite.
Yeah.
Now, only the top 135 players by points in North America get their invite. And so now, someone traveling to multiple different regions to get points there, that is a very different game.
Yeah, it definitely is because, I mean, there's both good and bad to it in a way. I mean, you can also, play the angle of, oh, I'm just going to go to this one event, win it, and then get my invite. Or you can go the endurance route where it's like, I'm going to put all these resources towards traveling.
Yeah.
And do it that way too.
And honestly, here's the thing I want to say, first of all.
Yeah.
Anyone doing this, anyone going to SPs to try to get those points, you're not doing anything wrong.
You're just you're taking advantage of whatever is in front of you.
Exactly. You are participating in the system as the system is designed.
Yeah.
And so we talked about our good friend, Dr. Kevin Krieger, got 6th at the South Africa SPE. Kevin went 6:02 to get cut. But Kevin also started 6-0 in Seattle, started 6-1 in another regional. I can't remember which one it was.
I think Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas.
Yeah.
Kevin's been playing excellently. And just Kevin has had some bad luck on the tail end of those that have resulted in them getting way less points. But now, Kevin got to go play in a smaller one,
Yeah.
had the same level of success they had had at previous ones. And I mean, they're really close to locking up their invite.
Yeah.
And that's an awesome thing. So for me, Brian, the question isn't like, hey, can we stop people from doing this? The question for me is, can we change the system to a place where people can't take advantage of it?
Yeah, and that's the difficult thing because at the same time you want to promote the growth, but at the same time you also don't want to gatekeep the event as well.
Yes.
And that's the fine line that we're kind of riding right now because, I mean, with the current system right now, anybody can kind of register for these events as long as they're able to get into them. And anybody who's able to and they place well with it, they earned it.
Yeah.
Like Doc earned their placement. They did
100%.
awesome. Earned their placement for sure. But at the same time, it's like, how much of the system is like, are we really taking advantage of? So it's definitely a fine line. Some people have like thrown around the idea of limiting these SPEs to residents of that country. But, you kind of find that, you ride that fine line still where it's like, are we gatekeeping the event? Are we like limiting the growth? Like, what are some of these other things?
Well, and also, if you think about continents, like
Yeah.
obviously North America, there's like a large number of countries near Central America. But in the north part of North America, it's Canada, U.S., and Mexico. If you region or country lock an event in Toronto, like that's fine. There's still a couple million people that can go to that.
I mean, that's literally just a Toronto League Cup at that point. That's a man to games League Cup that's got like 80 people in them.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
However, in a lot of other places in the world, like in South Africa, if you lock it per country, there's a ton of African nations around there where
Yeah.
players would now no longer be able to play in it. South America.
Yeah.
If you have an event in Peru, does that mean if you live in Belize, you're no longer allowed to play in it?
That's true. Yeah, that's something you got to kind of think about as well, because a lot of these countries are not as big. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if there is a perfect solution, but I think for me, and just looking in the chat, Sammy, yeah, dude, spike top 8, just get it, you're set, good.
Yeah.
Chaz, I don't mind creating intermediate levels of competition that provide different points. And Logan, you still do have to win, and that's exactly.
yeah.
I don't know if region locking is stupid. I think there's points behind it. I also kind of like you're saying, Brian, there's major issues if you do go that route.
Yeah, there's issues on both sides, and it doesn't feel like there's a clear right or wrong answer, and that's why it's causing so much drama.
Yes.
Yeah, but I feel like if we were to I do like that idea of those like intermediate kind of events.
Yeah.
And I feel like that would be a cool opportunity to bring something like States back.
And I think that would be fun. To be
Yeah.
fair, I literally never played in the States because I didn't play back then.
I didn't either, but I know people would talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
And I feel like that would be a cool opportunity.
I think it could be.
Yeah.
For me, I actually don't love the top X number anyway because I don't want to compete against my friends. I don't want to have to root against my friends
Yeah.
to not do well in an event so I can get my invite.
Definitely. And it's one of those things where it's like when people had a point goal to meet, it's a tangible goal at this. It's like you're competing against yourself at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But I understand the reason why they can't do that, because if they have too many people qualifying, it becomes an issue of like, not enough kits and stuff like that. And I mean, I guess like you can throw the idea of like, oh, a small indie company can't afford this many kits, but like, I can understand because like maybe Pokemon allots a certain budget to like, this is the amount of competitors we kind of want to expect for this event, or they want to make it a more prestigious event at the end of the day and be like, we only want this amount of people to kind of be there.
And so I will say this, and Big Pikachu, please do not ban me from ever commentating a regional in the future. I'd like to do that one day.
It'd be cool if like the two of us got to do it one of these days.
Dude, honestly,
Yeah.
that would be my dream.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I've talked about it on here, but I've talked about it outside of here.
Yeah.
My dream would be to commentate a regional. So if y'all
yeah.
know ways I can get better at this and to actually get a voice out there, some feedback I've heard is I need a social media presence. I don't have that. So if y'all want to be my presence, great, thank you. I personally think Big Pika 100% could do that.
Yeah, they definitely could. They could. I mean, we saw how successful the last couple video games were.
Yeah.
They could definitely throw the money at it.
Yes, they can
and we
afford a little
we
bit
saw
of that.
that world stage too. That world stage was pretty big, and
Oh,
it
yeah.
had a lot of glowing lights on it and
They
stuff
could cut
like
a
that
few
too.
dancers and fit in a few more players.
Yeah,
Yes.
they definitely could, and they can definitely put some more money towards like a nice kit and all that stuff like
Oh,
that too.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so from my end, I would even say I'm fine if you say, hey, there's a certain cutoff, but still make it a points threshold. If
Yeah.
you want to tell everyone you have to get to 750 points to get your invite, and they'll do either everyone at 750 or 135 players, whichever is greater, great. I am all for that. If you are tacking on to your exclusive list by people who just didn't make it, wonderful. Because if you ended up only getting 720 points, you didn't hit the threshold. You're just getting a bonus in if it turns out you are higher up than other people.
Yeah.
So something that gives you something to work towards while just having that guaranteed like cutoff for them, I don't see why you couldn't do something like that.
Yeah. Definitely.
And last chance special event. I actually think a last chance qualifier could be a great idea.
Yeah, they do it in fighting games a lot. That's been something that I've been kind of putting a lot of my time into recently. We had for Street Fighter the Esports World Cup in Saudi Arabia.
Ooh, okay.
Like earlier last year or like late last year. And if you had the funds to make it to Saudi Arabia and you made it through this gigantic open bracket, you got put in the main event.
That's pretty cool.
So it's one of those things that I feel like could be a cool viewership experience. Like if you're able to make it through like this really big open bracket, like who says you're not good enough to compete?
And I'm all for that. And for those, my first Worlds invite, it was a 500-point threshold.
Yeah.
I got 540 points, and I didn't actually make it day 2 that year, and y'all can feel free to mock me for that. But when I got to Worlds, I got top 64 at Worlds because I didn't have the same amount of time to like prep, compete at a high level. I didn't have a testing group. I wasn't even friends with you then.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I was on the Nerd Rage team, but the Nerd Rage team was a very different team at that point.
Yeah.
So, like, I didn't have the same opportunity to compete at a high level, but I grounded out. And by the time Worlds came around, I was a good enough player to compete and be very successful. And so
Yeah.
for me, I have no problem giving more access and more accessibility to people, but cut it at a certain threshold for the actual main event. Sure.
Yeah.
That seems fine.
Yeah, definitely. But I can understand both sides. There's always another side to all these arguments. So that's definitely one of the things I guess people kind of need to understand. And I feel like, as long as we're able to kind of respectfully argue about this kind of stuff,
Sure.
we can have a good discussion about it instead of people just like, trying to get at each other's throats about this stuff. But I can see both sides where it's like, we need the SPE to make this game more global, but at the same time, it's giving a lot of people easy invites, and like Pokemon wants to make Worlds a more prestige event where they're like, maybe we shouldn't have as many people at these events and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, size matter.
Yeah.
The best basketball player in the world isn't Jordan or LeBron, but it's a dude who didn't get a chance to play.
Side tangent. I know people are going to disagree with me on this. Even though we are Chicago natives, I do think that LeBron is the best player of all time.
So we may lose a lot of followers. With
I'm going to lose a lot of followers, but that's my opinion.
Michael Jordan is the greatest to ever play the game. LeBron James is the best basketball player to ever play the game.
I like that. I like that discussion.
Yeah, because LeBron is clearly the best human being who's ever played.
Yeah.
But the greatest player of all time, the guy who meant the most to the league and to the sport overall, that's Michael Jordan.
I know I get that reaction all the time, but I do like stand on the hill that I think LeBron's the greatest of all time. But like I also like to think of that argument of like how Jordan had the best peak of all time.
Ooh, okay.
That's the way that I like to think about it. Is like LeBron's the best player of all time, but Jordan had the greatest peak of all time, which is like that stretch of the amount of years where he was getting MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, back-to-back three-peats and all that stuff too. So yeah.
I would agree. Jordan was the best player in the league for longer. LeBron was a top 5 to 10 player in the league for almost his entire career.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And also, I would say from this, Michael Jordan himself, when asked, said, no, how could you ever know who the GOAT is?
Yeah, I do like that answer.
Leagues.
Yeah, I do like that answer as well because, any sport, whether you think of, basketball, football, whatever, like different eras have different players and the game is different in each time. Like, back in the 90s, they weren't scoring like 150 points on each side or anything like that. I was looking at the score of like the 76ers played the Wizards the other day, and Paul George dropped like 40 points or something like that, and the Sixers scored 150 points. I was like, I never saw that when I was a kid.
It's like finals games were like 87 to 86.
Yeah, definitely.
But sorry, back to Pokemon real quick.
Torch
Because we did
Jason
just
is another
very
one
much
too.
tangent.
Yeah.
I would say from the championship thing, I think it's good to have healthy discussion. Just use your critical thinking skills. If someone is clearly engaging in a reactionary way to try to get like people to rise and escalate, just ignore it, man.
Yeah, don't make
it's
things
not going to be
personal.
anything good.
Don't make things personal.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Frat Star, Jellison EX going to be item lock post rotation? Yes. That card is very, very good.
Rudy Gobert is shut down the entire league by touching the mics.
Goodness. All right. That is a good transition
Yeah,
back to
it
Pokemon. So we now have, how do we see this matchup again?
Yeah.
Raging Bolt versus Alakazam.
At least this time we get to actually watch the whole game, though, because we only watched the back end of it with Eli. But this time with Elias, we get to watch the whole game. So let's see how we go about this here.
Well, I think Elias is already starting off in a better position because Elias is going to be able to get down Fan Rotom and set up a board and start attacking with single prizers.
Definitely flips table more than Zam.
On the bright side, we'll probably get through this one pretty quick to get to the other game.
Yeah,
Bryce,
definitely.
what is our other matchup?
Poltmore
Versus...
Mirror. Oh.
Well, let me ask you guys. Do you want to see Alakazam Bolt or Poltmore Mirror?
Part of me wants to kind of watch the Poltmore Mirror only because I feel like if you watch a Polt Mirror, you never know which version of it you're going to get.
I mean, that is a fair point.
Yeah.
Bryce, does it look like they're setting up in the Polt Mirror? All right. Let's switch it up, and
transition.
feel free to yell at us about it.
Yeah.
All
We're
right.
gonna transition.
So we're going to transition over to Polt Mirror. And we got Martin playing against Alex. Say it again.
Oh, Polt Blaziken. Perfect. This is even better.
Even better. Perfect.
Even better.
All right, so Polt Blaziken versus Poltmore. Alex, by the way, new parent. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. Finally able to make it out to locals for once, right?
Yes, someone is caring for their child, I promise. Comically bad basketball.
You know, I get this disagree. Everyone disagrees with it, but I will stand by it, and I will say LeBron's the best still.
And it's
But,
okay. You can
yeah.
be wrong.
Yeah, it's okay to be wrong. Yeah, definitely. So we're gonna see the
Ooh.
we're gonna see the retreat out into the Crispin here.
So taking the knockout on Buddy with Lily's Clefairy. All right, Brian, I have a question for you. Why didn't we just bite with the Dreepy?
Yeah, we definitely could have done that instead. Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm glad we had this
Yeah.
talk.
No.
Excellent. Good.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we definitely should have done that instead.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Team is aligned. Yes.
Yeah, team is aligned for sure.
Yes. I only know this because I just used bite to donk Moshi a little earlier in the day, playing into Zoroark. So here
Yeah.
we go. So then on Alex's end, Brian, what are we trying to set up?
Yeah, so I mean, Alex is just really trying to play the slow game here and just get the Combuskin going, get the Dracloaks going. We just want some extra draw power here, just because as long as we're able to keep this current board here, we'll be able to match the prizes soon, because that Clefairy is a very easy knockout to take.
It is. So the good news for Martin is applying a good bit of pressure on this board for Alex. And
Yeah.
Alex, we don't have a knockout yet. And because we just evolved up this Combuskin,
Second Dracloak's really good here, though.
wait, if we see a Fire Energy,
Ooh, this Meowth's going to be pretty good, too. Ooh, I guess we're going to go for the... Ooh, I feel like you take the Meowth here.
We are taking Meowth.
Yeah.
And so if we actually had a Fire Energy, we would have had a Phantom Dive here.
Yeah, definitely.
Does Alex have a Fire Energy?
No, I don't believe so. Unless there's one in the discard we could have fished out with the Night Stretcher, but I don't think we do.
I'm curious what Alex is gonna.
Yeah.
Is Alex just gonna go back into Buddy?
Yeah, I don't hate that at all.
Not in the slightest. Because clearly locking Martin out of the game right now is good.
Yeah, definitely.
And
I
does
do
Alex
like this.
candy right now?
I don't hate this. Oh, there's the Torchic. So it is actually going to be a Pult Blaziken mirror.
I mean, that's fine. This
Yeah.
is an interesting mirror.
It is an interesting matchup. Okay, we're
Okay.
going to see Monkey Dory come down. We're going to take another knockout here.
And I think this is a major reason why using that bite, I think, would have been much more effective.
Yeah, definitely.
Now
'Cause,
Alex can
yeah.
respond.
Definitely. So we're going to see the Blaziken come out. We're going to see the
Yeah.
candy here. And I'm wondering, do we see the Judge here? Or do we go with... Or do we... I feel like we have to use the Dracloaks first.
I
feel
actually
like-
disagree. I'd want to see the judge.
I don't know. Part of me wants to see if we can naturally find it and then play the Judge after.
Rafal, I am sorry that you can
Yeah.
now hear us. This is
Yeah.
not going to aid your viewing experience. And Logan,
Yeah.
if Alex Stamp Phantom dives, that could honestly be all she wrote for Martin.
Definitely. Unfortunately, there's no way for us to directly search out the stamp. At least not that I know of. So it looks like we're going to go the route of the
Of the Crispin.
Crispin.
This is interesting.
Yeah.
And yeah, Alex has then the 3-prize turn. Logan, my guess is... Oh, we put the Psychic Energy to hand. Okay,
Yeah, to
that
hand.
makes more sense.
And then the nice thing, too, is we can still use that Blaziken ability to accelerate it, and we still have an attachment for turn as well.
Which is wonderful. So
Yeah.
Alex is going to be far, far ahead of the curve here.
Yeah, we definitely can use something like that Ultra Ball to set up a Monkey Dory, and we can, accelerate the Dark Energy onto it, and we can still attach for turn as well.
And I mean, getting an attachment for turn, I think would be really nice, just to make it easier to stream Dragapults.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, Alex is in a very, very good position. So Logan, the reason why Alex did is because Alex was not guaranteed to hit a Fire Energy off of a draw supporter. Now, was it likely? Sure, but not guaranteed.
Yeah.
But with Crispin, Alex guarantees the fire and guarantees the 3-prize turn.
Yeah, definitely. So we can still see this attachment onto the Dracloak, and we are going to be taking a 3-prize turn here.
That is so good for Alex and so problematic for Martin.
Definitely. I mean, we're going to need a lot. We're going to need, like, rare candy. We're going to need a bunch of stuff in order for this play to even happen.
Agreed. And yeah, Logan, there was no fire in the discard. Thank you, Fizzle.
Yeah.
So what do you do if you're Martin?
I think you just got to kind of take things slow. You got to really just recoup your board best you can. Looks like we might be forced to use this Pokepad in order to get a Dracloak for draw support here.
Zorda, I think if we were going to for sure lock into the Crispin play, I do agree. Using Recon Directive first would have been beneficial. Teak, we actually saw not a ton of Spice on stream. There's a lot of Alakazam, some Raging Bolts, a bunch of Dragapult, and some very, very sad Zoroark.
Ooh,
but we did see a lot of Festival Lead.
I like this Unfair Stamp.
I do too.
Yeah, Unfair Stamp's super good here. We're still going to be able to attack, which is pretty good. This Blaziken is going to be able to take a big chunk of damage off of this Dragapult here, which is going to be good.
Monkey Dory is going to be able to take advantage of it and knock out this Dracloak, so it's going to be really important for Martin to get down a basic another Dreepy.
Definitely. And I mean, did we play Supporter yet?
Martin has not.
Yeah, so if anything, we could always Boss Meowth could also be a play too.
It can. And Martin has Pheasantipity in hand.
Yeah.
Did we hit a Gust?
Doesn't look like it. It's the guy who usually play one Trio Mill playing anything spicy.
I gotta check with Josh. I don't actually know what Josh played.
No, he played Archaladon. He showed me his deck before.
Oh, okay. That's
yeah, he played
far too reasonable.
Archaladon with double.
With double. Actually, I mean, that's not... Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's good, but it's not bad.
Yeah, I think it's so funny, though, that like somebody in our chat recognizes that Josh is the guy that plays the spicy decks. I think
Josh is going to lose his mind.
That's going to be the funniest thing ever. He's gonna love hearing that.
That's
the one Trio Mill guy.
All right, so Martin being able to get down this Dreepy is huge because it means he can attack with a Dragapult the next turn.
Yep. Oh, let's see what we do here.
Did Martin hit a boss?
I don't know. Let's find out.
I mean, since Martin hasn't played that Lilies yet, I kind of assume.
Yeah. Looks like we're just going for the hit here.
Yeah, hit for 200. I mean, that's not bad. It's not great.
Yeah.
And so this is one reason. Oh, hi, Kenny. Good to see you, man.
Yeah.
This is one reason why Dragapult is so strong, is because Alex was able to withstand that disruption by still being able to see 4 additional cards on top of their top deck.
Definitely.
And so Fire Energy in hand, we're going to be able to set up for another attack. I mean, Alex is in a fine position.
Yeah, Alex is in a great position right now. We're definitely doing some stuff here.
And so is there any way for Martin to come back?
It's looking a lot more dim as we keep going. It's not looking too good.
So I would tend to agree. Martin's going to be highly reliant on hitting a rare candy.
Yeah.
And even then, I don't know if Martin's going to be able to accelerate to that Monkey Dory this turn.
Yeah, it's not looking too good.
Kenny, yes, I did get an Indy, and you're not going to Indy, right?
I'm not going, no.
Okay. So I will be looking forward to playing some highly mediocre Pokemon there.
Yep, so it looks like we're going to be taking that knockout there, and then we're going to be swinging into this Blaziken here.
That damage is very relevant, because all Alex needs is a boss's orders to win the game.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. So now we're pretty much in a good position here to just win the game the next turn. And we also have some Dracloaks powered up here. And the nice thing is that this Blaziken pretty much guarantees an attack next turn. That's another thing that's really making a good case for this deck here.
So, and that's a big deal because Martin would probably like to take a one-shot with a Lily's Clefairy here if Martin can find a Night Stretcher. But, like you said, if Alex just has access to a single energy in hand, this Blaziken is going to clear it and win the game.
Definitely.
And Felix, thank you so much, man. It's awesome to have you here joining us.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it definitely takes some. It definitely was a big adjustment for us to really do the nonstop talking thing, but we feel like it's definitely benefit the community a lot more because we used to take breaks in between. We used to put you guys on a waiting screen for the next round and stuff like that. But ever since we kind of gone the marathon route, we really think it's been good about keeping people coming back every week.
It's also just more fun.
It is more fun just because it gives, everybody something to kind of interact with.
Yes, and I think part of it came around with us starting to actually like prep stuff in between.
Yeah, this
rather
has
than
become
just,
it's still not the most professional thing out there, but we're getting better week by week.
homie, I was talking to people about their feelings and their
Yeah.
hope for a sweet release on
Yeah.
sometimes. So today, I only got so much emotional capacity for professionalism.
That's what I'm saying.
I will say, legitimately, for big events, we do try very hard to have it be like a good professional environment. But to be honest, we do okay.
Yeah, we do okay. We also want to have a good time as well. So if we find opportunity to have some fun with everybody here, we will take it 1,000% of the time.
And also, for all those who are watching, we do want to try to have this be as good as possible. We would love your feedback, thoughts, anything that you recommend we do differently.
Yeah.
Because, this is how we get better at it, is doing stuff like this.
Yeah, and that's how we like to cater it towards everybody at home as well. So if there's any way that we're able to do that, we will do our best to do so.
I see a cool line here, Brian.
You're seeing a cool line?
I'm seeing a cool line here.
Okay, so we're seeing a Meowth come down.
We are. And I don't know if that 20 damage matters too much, but it is good to put it down. We could.
Okay, boss. I get to do my basketball opinions differently. Dude, I'm getting just absolutely destroyed for my my basketball talk here.
Listen, Logan, that is highly reasonable
Yeah,
feedback, and
definitely.
I will talk to Brian about that off camera.
Yeah.
All right, so we do see the attachment with Blaziken onto Monkey Dory. We see the retreat.
Yeah.
Go into the monkey.
Oh, is this gonna be a mind bend angle?
Wait, never mind. That was the Blaziken attachment. We see the Psychic attached from hand, and we may be seeing the Mind Bend on Blaziken.
It's pretty solid.
That is.
Yeah.
We're also going to be able to move monkey damage to try to keep pace with Alex's Monkey Dory. But this is cool.
Yeah, this is a cool play. I do like this play a lot. Just because now we're gonna find a way to, we're gonna need a way to kind of get around it here.
And so all Alex really needs is an energy card. But there's a lot in in discard already.
Yeah.
It's not a guarantee.
Okay, looks like we're gonna take the Blaziken.
Sorta, thank you
Rare
very much.
candy.
I appreciate it.
Looks like we might not see it here yet.
Alex does have Judge in hand,
Yeah.
but obviously you don't really want to do that after your recon directives.
Yeah. Let's see.
Alex also showing that they have boss's orders as well.
Yeah. I wonder, do we go for it? I think we are, just because we are going to be playing the Dragapult here. We just want to thin that out of the hand.
If Alex does go for the Judge, I would also want to rip the Pokepad.
Yeah, rip the Pokepad for sure. But or you can just not listen to us.
Correct. And they've been listening to us for a little bit. Clearly not anymore.
Yeah.
Our moment has passed.
Yeah.
So then Alex really just needs to see an energy, right?
Yeah, we have 4 opportunities to see it.
Does this deck also play Air Balloon or anything similar?
I would say no.
Okay. I didn't think so either.
Oh, let's see it. Oh, one,
Ultra Ball,
2,
unfair stamp.
3. We don't have
None
it.
of those are energy.
None of those are.
Ooh, so we now have an opportunity for Martin.
Yeah.
And yes, Logan, I think it's stacked under.
Okay, so we're going to Monkey Dory some damage back onto the other side here.
So now this is interesting.
Yeah, looks like we passed now.
I mean, Martin played his way back into a reasonable position.
Yeah.
Does Alex have more energy in their discard is the question.
Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting.
I think that's the main risk because otherwise Martin could force Alex to draw energy off of one Dracloak each turn.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to recon again.
And it looks like Martin may have hit some energy there.
Yeah. Okay, rare candy.
Into another Blaziken. Okay.
Okay.
Logan, I agree. I think keeping both of those Dracloak would be very important.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of need the extra draw. Yeah.
And Zorda, I also agree. Alex is in a very good position.
Yeah, definitely.
But with a second Blaziken and being able to move this monkey damage, like, hold on a gosh darn minute here. There is a chance for Martin to get back into this game.
Definitely. There's a will, there's a way.
And I mean, I see the line. Do you see the line?
I don't know if I'm seeing a line here, but if anything, ooh,
That, I will be straight with you, was not the
that's
line
not
I
the
was
line
seeing.
I was thinking about either.
Okay, so why do you think Martin's going this route?
Probably just wants to take the liability out of play. But it's like, it's odd though, because I mean, the Fez is a liability. This Blaziken on the bench with damage is a liability. It feels like if everything's a liability, you might as well just like keep it there.
It looks like Alex does
Oh,
not have energy in the discard.
Are we just going to loop this guy?
I think so.
Ooh, interesting. I don't know how you feel about this.
So here's what I would like to see.
Yeah.
Martin has an opportunity to win the game next turn
Yeah.
if he hit into this Blaziken with his clean Blaziken.
Mm-hmm.
Because you hit into it for 260.
Yeah.
It goes to 60 health remaining.
Yeah.
And then now, with your monkey, you'd be able to move whatever damage back onto the Blaziken, gust up the Dragapult, and then take a 4-prize swing.
Yeah.
However, with this strategy, there is an opportunity for Alex to retreat this and force a longer game.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what we got here.
So, Logan, the one thing Meowth does is it does enable Martin to get the Meowth back, but all of
there's the
those...
energy.
Oh, and there's the energy. Which is not game unless there is boss, and I think there is boss.
Yeah.
So we see the
Yep,
attach.
we see the attachment. We have all
Retreat.
the energy here. Yep, we have that guy there.
And then we have the boss in hand.
There we go.
So Pulp Blaziken ends up closing it out. I mean, it looked like that decision didn't matter at the end for Martin, but man, that could have been a
Yeah.
comeback line.
It definitely could have been.
Do we still have the other game going on? Oh, baby,
Oh, boy.
let's see us some more Kazam
Yeah.
versus Bolt.
Ooh, we got the big turtle in the active here, too.
We do. And
Yeah.
so Moshi's in a position where he just needs to take 2 prizes. I don't know if he has it right now.
Yeah. Interesting.
All right, so then whose turn are we on right now? Looks like Elias's. No, we're on
it looks
Moshi's
like
turn.
Moshi's turn, because he looks like he's trying to think through this turn here.
He also looks very sad.
Yeah.
Nikita, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Biting with Dreepy instead of going
was
to Clefairy
confusing.
probably
Yeah.
was the game.
Could be. Okay, so we're going to be taking the Raging Bolt here. I forget, does the Kazam deck play Clefairy?
It does not, to my knowledge.
Okay.
Because the attack is damage counter placement,
Oh, yeah,
so
it's not
weakness doesn't matter.
Weakness doesn't matter then.
Yeah, Elias unfair stamped him into
Interesting.
oblivion.
Okay. Okay, let's see what Elias can do to take advantage of this.
Well, we got 2 Crispin in hand.
Yeah.
So that feels pretty good for Elias.
E-switch.
I think that's
Oh,
E-search.
E-search. All right, we got that. Attach for turn. E-switch now.
That's
okay, there we
also
go.
pretty good.
That's pretty good.
And Logan, correct, that is a Terrapagos
That
EX.
is a Terrapagos EX.
Why is that in Raging Bolt?
I mean, it's just an easy attacker. Crispin can power it up. Takes advantage of the Area 0 under depths. There's definitely a lot of things that it can do.
It also gets you through things like Cornerstone
Yeah,
or whatever it may be.
definitely. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of benefit to playing the Terrapagos. I like Terrapagos.
It's a good, very basic, easy attacker.
Yeah.
And to be honest, if you play Water Energy, and you may if you play Water Pond, it can wall
Yeah,
really effectively
definitely
into
can.
big basic decks.
Definitely can. So let's see what little bro Moshi can do here. He is going to be shuffling up here.
Chaz, it definitely
Yeah,
can.
It definitely could.
I don't know if it wants to.
Yeah, I don't know how good that it could be. It could help with that Dragapult matchup.
It very well could.
Yeah.
All right, so can Christian get to 12 cards in hand or boss and 10 cards in hand?
I don't think so, to be honest with you. Unless we have another Alakazam in hand.
So, and y'all are seeing one of the downsides of this Alakazam deck. If you are able to clear away the opportunities for Alakazam to draw, you will stop it in its tracks. And that is exactly what Elias did. Elias has taken the game, beaten Alakazam, and that was not what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Holy. Okay, so those are two pretty good games.
Yeah.
Awesome. Brian, before we get out of here, any last feedback on the games we saw? Anything we're thinking about for post-row?
It was cool. I actually liked everything about today. I mean, we saw some cool matchups. We had some good discussions. And I'm just really excited for this next format.
And based on your basketball opinion, I'm glad we've had you for your last commentating. It was great having you be a part of this.
Yeah.
No, I agree. We saw some really good games. We saw Festival Lead dominate, which is, again, not a sentence I thought I'd say.
We saw a lot of Alakazam, too, which was definitely an interesting one. So I guess it's going to be here to stay.
It is. But if you're going to a major event, you really do have to account for it because it is very good in this new format.
Definitely, yeah.
All right, well, in that case, just for the content things again, please like, subscribe. If you're on YouTube, hit the little bell thing, which is apparently a thing you're supposed to do.
Post notifications.
That, yes. If you're watching on Twitch, follow us. Come join next time if you want to subscribe. Again, Norm will love you. It'd be great.
We will too.
We will also love you. But in general, like, if y'all enjoy this, share this, tell other people about it. We'd love to have you here. And we really appreciate y'all being here as we start this post-rotation stuff. Yes, run Alakazam text in your post-row deck. That is the move.
Boom.
All right. So thank you all very much for joining. Really appreciate it. And we will be here next Thursday and then soon after our $1,000 League Cup. So we will see you here next time at Nerd Rage Gaming.